We are live. We're back at it. It's a big Monday. First official LVT Pro League matchup. It's Optic Faze today. Should be fun. Should be short and sweet as well. We got 1st of July, Canada Day, coming up just tomorrow. So I'm getting on to watch the match. We're going to have some fun with this. And then we're off, taking a day off before we get back to the grind. LVT Pro League will take place Monday, Wednesday, Thursday this week, and then we've got a tournament over the weekend as well. Barbosa, how we doing, brother? Welcome to the chat. S-Tier, Geo, Bryce, K-Sweat, hey, Zero, Mini Berserker, what's up? I'm kind of excited today. This should be fun. We're getting some high quality, it's like high quality scripts, basically, but there's $1,000 on the line for every single one of these matchups. 50K Pro Series final in September. And this will take place for the next 2 months. We're going to be busy. We got formal POV today. Let's get situated with the... Hold up. The setup here. How we doing? Happy Monday. This is a show match. Optic Faze Comics. Smoke, what's up? Caffeine. Pro match starts at 5 p.m. Eastern, 1 hour from now. We have some updates on the Halo World Championship. And the Faze Major expect an update like now. So we're going to go through the article submitted by Tashi on Halo Waypoint earlier today as well. We're going to have a new Halo announcement for the next game or what's to come with the franchise at Worlds, which is pretty exciting. How we doing, Dead Boy? Ty, welcome. Todesi, Calixtus, Ushkid. I'm still working on the Sprint Strafe video, and I want to show you guys the intro right now, if you're curious. It's not 100% done, but... And I've just been, like, busy, man. I'm sorry that it's not already out, but it's coming, and I want to show you an update. We got formal POV. LVT Halo will be live shortly. We'll see if any other Optic players join the mix today. I know Last Shot should be live. Just going to take a few of these off. Put Lucid in there. We got Lucid for Faze. Pro League time. Finally. I'm glad this is actually happening, and I'm glad that the conversations that needed to be had were had so that everybody's hopefully happy. I know some people mentioned that maybe formal, not 100% excited about it, but I think for the sake of us, the community, getting to witness this with $1,000 down for each map, some stakes on the line, I think something to be excited about. When am I dropping the Sprint Straight video? Hopefully tomorrow. Let me show you the intro in a second. Work in progress intro. I compiled a bunch of clips together. I think we got a good collection of clips just to intro the technique, and then I'll be breaking down in 3 steps how to learn and master it, and then how to go above and beyond. We're talking about advanced strafe techniques in the video as well. How are we doing, Rag? Welcome in. Faze event confirmed. Charlotte. They already announced it, and it's Charlotte. You heard it here, according to Wonderland. All right, so we'll check the tweets and whatnot to make sure that, we see that from Tashi himself. A lot of people were speculating whether or not the Faze Major would even take place because it had been so long until they finally locked the venue down and announced it. I was pretty confident it was still happening just based off the hints that we had gotten. But yeah, it took a freaking while to finally get to this point. I'm glad that the Faze Major is still happening. It's happening in Charlotte. If you're living in Charlotte, good for you, I guess. Not Toronto, Canada for me, but that's, it's better than not having an event. We got a Piggy EX on Envy POV. Might as well grab him for now. I took formal off instead of bound. Gonna add formal back. Seems like a better order. There it is. No, wait on LVT Halo. Should be live shortly. We're going to read the article for the World Championship announcement. Announcement coming up at Worlds. Expect partnered skins for the new teams, TSM and SR, in July. So in a couple weeks. Or later in July. Formal was the most vocal, but several pros had issues with the compensation, including Lucid. That's true. I think even after the adjustment with the $1,000 per match, I haven't heard an update from Formal on that. I was just saying that I heard from the chat. The people were saying that Formal still wasn't 100% on it, but they're doing it anyway. And I think his teammates obviously want to compete, so that's a big part of it too. I don't know. I like the look of this. Mev, what's up? Anyone having serious weirdness with the servers? I haven't played today. I'm not sure. Reaper, how we doing, brother? Gabriel, welcome. Jamie, welcome. Christopher, let's get it. I'm excited to hang out with you guys today. It's good to be here on a Monday and have some fun with some Halo, man. Okay, let me show you guys this work in progress intro. I'm gonna add like a couple little things to it, but it has the exact same song that we just strafe technique in Halo Infinite. Like it sounds. Okay, so this is where it's at right now. You know what I'll do? I'll just like full screen. This is just the intro, okay? So don't worry. And this is gonna get updated, and the full video is like 14 minutes long. Today we're talking about this sprint strafe technique in Halo Infinite. Today, we're talking about this sprint strafe technique in Halo Infinite. Like it sounds, we're using our sprint as a juke mechanic in combat, making it look like we're headed one direction before turning back and firing another shot. Sort of like a jab step in basketball, and some of the Halo casters have been calling this move a jab step for that very reason. But with this, there's some actual traveling. That small speed boost from the sprint as you turn away, combined with the tuck animation of your Spartan is what makes this move so tricky to read. If you're down or even in shields in a gunfight, that's when you pull this move off to throw off your opponent for an outplay. The faster and the farther you turn out with that sprint, the better, but then your gun is down for longer and it's harder to hit a follow-up shot. So there's a risk reward here, making this a very skillful technique to master. We're learning this technique from the ground up today, so you can understand how it works and how to apply it to your game. If you find this helpful, don't forget to hit that sub button. It's time to lock in.
One shot. I'm gonna bring bomb in.
Oh my god! That's it right now. There you go. Kind of cool. And then we're going to break down the whole technique in 3 steps. And there's some advanced strafing and sliding and whatnot we'll be talking about at the end. That was filthy. Formal at the end. Yeah, we got some good clips. This is a good collection of clips right here. I'm pretty happy with this. Today, we're talking about this. I got formal, and then we have renegade, and I repeated it in slow-mo so you guys can see, like, this is a good example of, like, a standard one. As a juke mechanic in combat, making it look like we're headed one direction before turning back and firing another shot. Sort of like a jab step. And this is Kobe doing a jab step. I don't know about the Chinese characters. I guess this is just from the video that I pulled it from. Basketball. And some of the Halo and then Lucid with the jab have been calling this move a jab step for that very reason. But with this, and this is Precision. Precision does some crazy finessing in the back of this box. This is me in a custom lobby, and I tried to zoom it, and I put some slow-mo on it so you could see what it looks like kind of in like a third person. But we're gonna be showing the technique from behind the back third-person view while I break it down at some point in the video as well, so you can see more about what that looks like. That small speed boost from the sprint as you turn away, combined with the tuck and the crossover animation when you go left, is a cool, unique feature of sprint strafing left. You cross over with the bandit, and that I think is part of the reason why it's tricky to your Spartan is what makes this move so tricky to read. If you're down or that's even like sprinting both directions in a gunfight, that's when you pull this move off to throw off your opponent for an outplay. The faster and the farther you turn out with that sprint, this is Manny from last weekend, and your gun is down for longer, and it's harder to hit a follow-up shot. So there's a risk reward here, making this a very skillful technique to master. We're learning this technique from the ground up today, so you can understand. So Drux is an example that I use for the advanced version of this technique. So what Drux does is he does a sprint strafe right and a slide jump left, and he shoots in between. He thrusts and then sprint strafe right, shoot, slide jump left, shoot, kill. Technique from the ground up today, so you can understand how it works and how to apply it to your game. If you find this helpful, and that's kind of like your advanced version. We start talking about the slide basically and how you can shoot between shots, or you can here's later in the video. You can like today we're talking about this no delay with the slide. This is third person. This is kind of a cool feature of the slide in this game that's slept on, I think. Sprinting can kind of help me come off the ledge a little bunch of times, moving left, right, shooting here for you bit, because just a bunch that you can weave in with the sprint strafe. For example, crouching is a good way to throw off their aim as well. I'm going to use third-person examples for stuff too. It would be to sprint out left. Pro League is at 5 p.m. Eastern. Shadow in about an hour. Right? Okay, so this into the strafe. You can also use your sprints to connect you to ledges faster, so that you can late jump off the ledge as you quickly. You can off the ledge a little bit faster, so I can use that technique more effectively. You also have your slide in your combat. Okay, check this out. This is just a little clip from the video. That's kind of cool. Like, I don't know how many people know and actually pay attention to how fast you can slide out of shooting in this game. Cool and underrated about Halo Infinite Slide is just how quickly you can do it between shots if you're actually hitting the inputs perfectly. I gotta focus to actually hit this correctly because the timing on this is so tight. But basically, if you're fast enough, you can, between shots, slide without wasting any rate of fire. And this is only possible because of the slowed down bandit rate of fire that happened in like the past year. So we can now weave sprints and slides between our shots without wasting much time to shoot for outplays. I got a special technique when I do this too. This is my left hand on the left side of my controller. I've got paddles down here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to mirror my camera, flip the camera, and then zoom it so you can see the back of my controller with it properly, because it's a mirrored camera right now, so it looks backwards. My Battle Beaver, I use my middle finger and my third finger on the top and bottom paddle, and I swipe between sprint, crouch, like that, sort of. That allows me to hit the input, because if I use the left stick to crouch, which is what I used to do on Bumper Jumper, I can't hit this input fast enough, or it's very difficult for me to like actually hit frame perfect sprint slide input, because you can one frame after sprinting slide in this game. So the faster that you can hit slide at a sprint, the faster this is going to come out, which is kind of crazy, right? You can one frame this. I can one frame sprint slide in this game if you have perfect timing. So now I can weave this into combat. Let's say, for example, I shoot this guy 3 times with a more standard strafe, and then on shot 3, I slide out right and finish the kill. Without actually wasting any time to shoot in between, I'm getting the slide out as like an alternative form of strafing. And depending on how diagonal I want to go with that slide, I can really offset my movement with it in a really awkward way. And you can also combine that with the sprint strafe as well. So I could shoot him like twice and sprint out one way, slide out the other. Right? And whether you want to space it out between shots or do one immediately after the other, which requires even more precise timing. So I'd have to like shoot, sprint, shoot, slide, like that sort of, where I go one-way sprint, one-way, kind of like that. Not that you need to know how to do that in every situation. It's just about understanding how it all works. This is like after I teach the basics of the technique. So we're going to go into like the mechanics of shooting and sprinting, the motion without any shooting, and then putting it together. And then this is like the kind of more advanced conversation on like how you could take it to the next level. You don't need to spam all these techniques. The biggest thing is that you're confusing, hurtful. So like at the very end of this video, that's what I stress. And I'll have an example. Oh, this is also why you can't do it with the BR. Like you can, but this is the disadvantage of the BR if it was the starting weapon using this technique, because it cuts your burst in half. So I show that too. Like why the technique exists, we talk about that. And then at the tail end, I say, yes, the objective is to just make somebody panic, make them look foolish to get the outplay. Yeah, try to be as confusing as possible. We show the Legend clip here. You look at something like Legend, he doesn't always hit the sprints perfectly. He's just super confusing. He's sprinting left, throwing in crouches. He's slowing down his rate of fire, but he's hitting the important shots, and he's making people panic. And yeah, so it's about being intentional. It's about making people like miss and doing something that's like confusing, that's awkward, while hitting the important shots at the same time. And I think Legend and some of these clips are a perfect example of that. So it'll show it in slow-mo, and then it'll zoom in to the full. So I got the vision. I just got to frickin' put the work in. Is it Fly Hellish? Thank you for the follow, brother. Welcome. It's tough, you know, because I'm streaming, and I love this, and we're so dedicated to this that I don't spend time recording and sitting down in my own time with videos and then editing videos. It just doesn't feel like an as strategic use of my time anymore. Now that we've kind of found something here. But I still want to do this. So I appreciate your patience. Anyway. How are we doing? So Charlotte. Yes. Charlotte for the Faze Major. Here, let's read this together. Crazy that we're in year 4. This is just getting perfected. Yeah, so a big part of the reason why that's happening, and something I explained in the video, is due to the fact that we had a bandit rate of fire slowed down a year ago. And we had a strafe inertia nerf months ago, right? So the slowed down strafe speed made it such that this mechanic is more important than it's ever been in the past. Because this has been in the game since launch, but the actual competitive viability of it, like the usefulness of it, wasn't really there because the game hadn't received the updates that it has now to make it more useful, if that makes sense. On top of the fact that if you start with a BR and you sprint too early, you cut your BR burst in half, or you cut a third out of your BR burst. limiting your damage output, which makes it also not useful. So it's the combination of bandit starts, the rate of fire slowdown, and the strafe inertia slowdown that made this mechanic like necessary in the current meta. That's why it took so long. Hey, much love, Oscar. Let's go. Yeah, the strafe excel change is kind of a big one because the strafe speed on its own was pretty fast, making this technique less impactful because you could do a lot with your strafe just by moving left, right in really awkward ways. But now, because we have a slower strafe, it's harder to throw somebody off. You want to kind of resort to more extensive, I guess, measures, to throw somebody off a little bit more. And that's why I think we're seeing it popular now because it was being used when the bandit rate of fire slowed down, but now it's like necessary because of the strafe inertia. Really getting more pro Halo content than we ever have in any pro season. We're so deep in Infinite's life cycle, it's crazy. I think the dedicated attention to the competitive side of Halo this year has been nice. You know, I've been putting more time and attention into it on a daily basis, but I think the community has as well. When you look at APG and Maniac and LVT as well with the Pro Series in less than an hour, right? Like it definitely feels like, you know, there's a lot of love and passion still in this community 4 years into it, which is nice. And I'm looking forward to what's to come. So this is an article from Tashi from 4 hours ago about the World Championship tickets update. I'm not going to read every single word here, but they've got an update on the VIP tickets and how to get them if you're interested. Rumors and speculation. This is the big part right here. It says over the past few weeks, there's been a fair amount of speculation about when and where more details might emerge about any of the multiple projects Halo Studios is actively working on. We don't usually comment on such matters, but this time we want to enter the chat and share a little more perspective for Halo fans who might be on the fence about whether to attend this year's event. So, Ality, let's go, brother. 3 months. 2 months in advance. Love to see you, man. Welcome back. This is the way. Last year at Halo World Championship, we premiered a new Dawn where we talked about the switch to Unreal Engine, gave you a behind-the-scenes look at Project Foundry, and debuted our evolution to Halo Studios as we enter a new chapter for Halo. For us, a new Dawn was just the beginning. At this year's World Championship, we look forward to continuing the conversation. That's what they said. So expect just more on the next Halo and what's to come with Halo from Halo Studios, with hopefully some footage, you know, whether it's a remaster of or remake of CE or a brand new title. I'm hoping we get something, you know, extensive with this. That's at Worlds. That's in October. This matchup starts at 5 p.m. Eastern, guys. So we're still waiting. The players are live. LVT's live, going live shortly if they're not already. Speculation is always fun, but if you want this official scoop, yeah, make sure you tune in for the championship. We've got a Shopify and SSG booth happening at Worlds, like I believe they did last year. It'd be nice to see Gamers, what's it called? Gamers for Giving? Or Gamers Outreach. A Gamers Outreach booth was there too with streamers. There's a community stage. Halo Makers contest. I think they have like a cosplay contest, stuff like that if you're into that. Prize breakdown for the cosplay contest. There's going to be multiple tournaments, whether it's FFA. I don't think they announced the specific tournaments, but usually it's FFA. And they sometimes have a Halo 3. They had a Halo 3 4v4 event last year. I think they had a Halo 5 2v2. And there was a 1v1 showdown side tournament as well with lots of free play stations, right? So if you're looking to get into a Halo event, Worlds has usually got a lot going on that makes it entertaining. Thought it was over yesterday? What do you mean? So today is the first match ever for LVT Pro Series. They had a qualifier last Friday. I didn't watch the qualifier. That was to lock in Team 7 and 8. Our 8 teams have been decided. LVT on their Twitter. Oh, I forgot to tweet this. Holy shit. LVT on their Twitter have gone ahead and announced the 8 teams and the matchup schedule. Looks like they're already live as well, so you're going to be getting that info from them anyway. So we got our series layout, best of 7, Optic versus Faze today, and then on Wednesday we get Complexity, Omit, and TSM versus SR. That's for this week. We're taking a day off on Tuesday. We'll be back with 4 days, Monday through Thursday, for 2 weeks back-to-back with high-tier matchups, and this is separate from scrims. So we're still going to watch scrims and cover what we can that's not on the LVT broadcast. And then we also are going to try to watch the LVT broadcast, depending on what we want to see the most in the moment, right? Like, we'll be pretty preoccupied with some high-quality matchups. So this is good looks here, man. LVT broadcast is live. all LVT Pro matches at 5 p.m. Eastern. I think that's going to be the schedule going forward. Is the match starts at 5 p.m. Eastern. It's one show match, a best of 7 series. Best of 7, one match. There's a couple days in the schedule where they have 2 matches back to back. Maybe a little bit later in the schedule, because I saw one that had 2. This one, actually. This day here, the 9th of July, for whatever reason, has 2 matches that likely start at 5 p.m. Eastern. But I believe that's the schedule right now, which is around scrim time. Formal sprint straight at the end was the least impressive. The glaze was definitely real. No, the reason... Okay, you got to freaking chill, by the way. The reason I picked that clip was because of Formal's pop-off. His pop-off makes it fun. You can't tell me that he didn't have the most interesting, like, looking pop-off at the end of that 1v1. It's about... That's the effect. It's not just about the play. I was trying to find a clip that had the right combination of, like, make you smile, you know? Like, of elements that makes it hype. The drug clip was a sick one, too, though. How we doing, Project? I'm doing excellent, Crispy. How you doing, man? Welcome. Only speaking about the apparent shock and awe of it going this strong, this deep into the life cycle. There's a reason for that, but I won't dog on them anymore. Positivity, we're eating good. Dogging them any. I mean, there's a reason that Halo has struggled. That's for sure. Lots of reasons. But yeah, it's, you know, try our best to be optimistic despite the potential this franchise has with what we still have. And yeah, the high quality matchups we still get to watch. I don't know. What can we do? What else can we do, right? Point out the mistakes when they come up. There's been lots of them. And apart from, like, you know, a lack of substantial content updates, the actual core game itself and the competitive, the HCS that surrounds it and whatnot is a good time. Brose, afternoon. Am I going to Champs? I don't know. I'd like to. I would like to go to Champs. That's the hopeful plan. I don't plan to go to any other event this year, but I'd like to go to Worlds. I'm excited. They seem like they're milking the players. They put $1,000 down for each match, so I'm more leaning to excited, and this is a cool alternative to watching a scrim. Combined with what we're already doing, I'm happy about it. Now that there's some money down. For somebody like Formal and Optic, you know, that's chump change, maybe. Maybe it's not the best use of their time when they commit for 2 months of dedicated matches. We'll see how they feel later. But for other teams, like if you're like Complexity or TSM that, you know, play well but don't necessarily win the majors, extra $1,000 in your pocket for these matchups is, you know, kind of a nice incentive on a random day in the week. Talking that early bird pricing. Yeah, we'll see. If I go, it would be you guys helping me get there through like a donation goal combined with, you know, me hopefully, you know, reaching out to a sponsor or somebody who can give me somewhat of a role there. I want to work there. I don't want to just go there and not interact with you guys. Like online. Obviously, I'm going to see you in person when I go. Hey, Sticky, no problem. It's great to be here. And it's a pleasure to entertain you guys. The more the merrier, man. Should be having fun with this matchup as soon as it gets started. Essentially just money scrims. Yeah, kind of. Note that the results of these money scrims these matches do dictate how I think the 50K tournament will go. Like, I'm assuming there's some sort of a seeding with what teams you'd play in the 50K tournament in September. So these matchups, I guess, have some, you know, effect on those results. Because I think maybe only the top 4 get to that actual 50K showdown. I'm not sure how that works 100%. But there is something on the line apart from just the money. Optic probably going to run the table, but still be interesting. Yeah, and it's not just going to be Optic playing every time. We'll get to see other teams go head-to-head in matchups. Try to give them the spotlight as well. We'll have fun with it. If I do end up coming to Champs, highly suggest staying in Bellevue or Kirkland. Not too far from the venue. They're beautiful cities to stay at. Okay, I went there last year, and I just stayed right beside the venue in Seattle. I don't know. It was a good time, though. I tried seafood out there. I had a lot of lobster rolls. I had, what's it called? Keep forgetting the name of that, like, soup. Clam chowder. I had clam chowder. I went to, like, the market on the Monday. On Monday, I went to the fish market. Optic, why you glazing them? Huh? If one team keeps losing, do they start in the lower bracket during the... I don't know. Yeah, so either... If they continue to lose, they either don't make it to the 50K or they have a worse, more challenging matchup to play at the 50K. There might be a chance that not all 8 teams even make it to the 50K in the end. So I'm not sure. Should give Pop-Off Fight of the Night MVP bonuses like UFC does. Interesting. Like for the matchup, you're saying. Look, yeah, I mean, these are all probably great ideas. This happened sort of on a whim. Like the best case scenario for LVT Pro League is that it was planned out in advance of the year, and then everybody knew about it, and all of these variables we could kind of lock in and improve. Because the way that it rolled out was sort of spontaneous for the public. The pros didn't find out until it was like announced. They're like, oh shit, you know, there's only one 50K event. They want all this time out of us. So LVT is pivoted. Now we got 1,000 on the line. It's nice that we at least have that. You know, I think maybe we start here, and then hopefully in the off season and in the future, they continue to add to it and make it better, make it more exciting. But as a starting point, you know, I'm glad we have something. It's kind of a shame that it was such a sort of awkward, sort of chaotic rollout, but we're here now. If you don't like them, just say so. But why would Shy not talk about the best teams so far this year? If he was glazing envy or something, you'd have more of a point. What am I what extra glaze am I offering to Optic that I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, what am I doing right now? I'm literally just talking, bro. We know Optic's current placement in the league. There's no, you know, no hiding that. Beating around that, man. And yeah, they had a hell of a weekend. Formal right now is watching the COD Champs final here. Dolpe, let's go, brother. 15 months with the Optic glaze in the chat. Welcome back. Love to see it. It's about to start. Yeah, the LVT broadcast is up. As soon as it starts, we're going to hear it. We got their audio playing right now. Just got an Elite controller yesterday. Is it worth it? If you just got into paddle controllers and that's your first one, you're getting it now, you're pretty late to picking up the Elite controller, I would say. I hope you like it. Elite's been around for a while, and the pro scene has kind of shifted away from it to other paddle controllers. Some are even more affordable than the Elite. So, like, well, that might be a good starting point. The GameSir is popular right now. The Razor's popular right now. I use a Battle Beaver currently. There's so many different types of controllers. So I think paddles is a good way to go, but I don't know if the Elite is my best recommendation, if that makes sense. Too much glaze in the donuts, sir. All right, you know what? I'm my own man. I'm going to say what I want. If you don't like it, you can get out. Nah, come on. I feel like we're reasonable in here. Elites are nice, but they break too damn easy. That's what I've heard about the controller, is that the durability on the controller isn't the greatest. And when it comes to like if you want to compare its response time in comparison to what's popular in the market, it's kind of like weak right now. The GameSir has 1,000 polling, Razer has 1,000 polling. Like a lot of other controllers have like a more responsive and like less input latency, basically. But you could be excellent with the Elite. Gunny was using the Elite for the longest time. He did just switch to GameSir though, I think. What's that clip? Let's get Shyway to Worlds. Someone get Optic on the phone. It doesn't have to be Optic. Optic are already preoccupied with the BTH watch party, right? So that's what they're going to be focused on. I'd be happy to jump on as a guest, but if I want to have my own thing, like I just want to stream from the venue, it'd probably be a different sponsor. And I don't really care who it is. I'd be happy to give that sponsor exposure, and if they're representing a team, then I can interview their players. You know, I don't really need much. Just like a gaming PC, webcam, 2 mics, 2 chairs. We're done. Let me sign into my Twitch. Just as long as I don't get hacked or anything, bro. I'm freaking worried to sign into anything that's not my home PC. First time. This is the first time I've seen you, so I think you got to do some more stuff first. Wait, what? We got Wolf in the chat. Wish Shyway glazed me as much as he did Optic. Bro, I do glaze you. Wolf, you're a goat. When we drop the raids, every time we drop the raid, we have to, preface it with a healthy amount of Omniscient Wolf Glaze. We're doing great today, Burning. How you doing, man? Happy for Dashy. Dashy with 2 rings, back to back. What was that about? It took him 7 years? Something like that? To finally find a championship win. And now he's got 2 worlds in a row. 2 champs in a row. Shotzi with 3 rings and then 1 more in Halo. Apparently he's 23. At 23, he's got to be the most accomplished FPS player on controller of all time. Fly Digi controller affordable, has 1,000 pulling rate, more customization. Yes, but if you plan to compete in tournament, I do not recommend you buy that because that controller is banned at tournament. It's got a macro functionality that allows players to input like a complex series of inputs or something like that with a single button press. Any controller that does actions for you is banned, basically. But just for your own casual experience, like playing online matchmaking, whatnot, by all means. Do I recommend Battle Beaver? Do I have a ping call out? Yeah, I have a ping paddle. I recommend the paddles on Battle Beaver. I think they have the best paddle design on controllers, personally. But I don't recommend anything else. They take too long to build and they're expensive. If you're okay with that, that's not an issue for you, then by all means. Like, I love the ergonomics of the Battle Beaver and the paddles on it. But there are other features on other controllers that are very competitive with Battle Beaver that I feel like I'd recommend before that. If you care about polling rate, if you care about how expensive it is, how quickly you want to acquire the controller, right? Like the GameSir, while it doesn't have the same paddle design, it's got a lot more benefits in other categories. So it's tough, you know? 23 years old, 4 rings, Season 1 MVP, Rookie of the Year, 4-time COD event MVP, 2-time Halo event MVP, 5 times All-Star at age 23. Bro's a freaking baby. Crazy. Sure, this was talked about a lot back when it happened, but I was an Optic fan for the last 3 years. Didn't like the way Formal dropped this team to buy his way to wins. Felt scummy to me. Would have been more impressed if he stuck with them. Yeah, we've heard it a lot. What's my take? Omniscient Wolf, 34 months. You freaking go, brother. Thank you so much. Welcome back. What's my take? I don't think that Formal, like, okay, acquiring the best teammates is a very common thing in Halo, right? That's been happening since the very beginning. You know, how do you think, like, Final Boss formed? Ogre 2 and Ogre 1 acquired Walshy when didn't he take him to Grand Finals or some shit like that? Like, you find the best players and you say, hey, do you want to team up? And if they're down to team up, you team up. How did Legend get on SSG? Optic wanted Stellar, Legend, SSG wanted Legend. They kept Stellar in purgatory with the Optic in conversations. And then they secretly kind of acquired Legend. And when Optic found out that Stellar wasn't going to be given up, they tried to go to Legend, and Legend was already taken by SSG, right? Like, shenanigans happen, you know, to secure the best players, to make the best team. It's not just about dropping a bag. It's about, you know, who has the best win potential. That's what these pro players care about. Formal is good buddies with Bound, Legend, Renegade. They had talked about the idea of teaming together before Worlds, I think, even happened. Like, just brought it up for fun in, like, a late night, you know, Discord chat is what Formal had said. And when the opportunity presented itself, they were down. They want to play, and not just because of the money, but because they think they have a better chance to win and continue winning, joining Optic and playing with Formal and playing with Renegade. That was, like, their mindset. You go listen to Bound and Legend say it from them, their own personal opinion, you know, instead of just, like, taking your own speculation. Like, listen to the pros who got acquired. What do they say? Stellar and Optic would have been nasty. That was Optic's plan initially when they dropped APG, was to replace him with Stellar. But that didn't happen. And Bound said he kind of finessed that, apparently. He convinced Stellar was going to move over to Optic. And Bound convinced Stellar to stay. And while that was happening, they acquired Legend and made, like, a God Squad of their own, you know, under Optic's nose. And that's totally fine because Optic did something similar, I guess, in the following year. And now, you know, they're winning. For a top 2 team to drop 3-4 members and to buy 2 of the previous winners doesn't feel like getting good players. It just feels like getting a bigger backpack for Formal. What? Like, we're just arguing semantics at this point. They tried, like, 7 times to win, and they got second place every time. I don't know what that looks like from Formal's perspective. I can't speak for him. But, like, I can understand wanting to make a change when something isn't working out versus just headbutting. And like we don't know the dynamics between the players and the vibes and the chemistry and whatnot between them, and what might or may not have been like compromised in the process of going second place, right? Like certain conversations are had, certain friendships aren't necessarily broken, but like you kind of, you know what I mean? When you go through adversity with the same players, you might start to change your opinion on them, and the chemistry might be compromised. Yeah, I think a lot of people took it personally, and I get it. Like, okay, look, Lucid is a talent. Seeing him on Optic and continue with Optic would have been great. You know, it's unfortunate because I think he brought a lot to Optic. You could argue even more than Formal in some regards because he was a dedicated content creator, Lucid. He was kind of the face of the game in, like, the first year. So, like, I get it from that perspective, but I also understand, like, why Formal wanted to make a change. And who am I to doubt his process? Like, we're talking about a guy who's won multiple world championships in both Halo and COD. He's been in the esport for, what, like 15 plus years. He's got more achievements on controller and FPS than just about anybody, if not anybody of all time, right? Next to like Scump or Crimsix or whatever. Like he's like, we're looking at like an all-time legend. So whatever it is, like he's clearly figured out the formula to win and the right types of players he's got to surround himself with to do it, and what doesn't work as well. So I don't know. Yeah, like it's like it might look cold or like kind of cutthroat, but such is the industry as well. Like I don't have competitive experience to speak on, but I imagine to be the best, you got to make some hard decisions. You got to make some sacrifices to win, right? Like it's pretty logical to assume that. And the players who kind of choose to stick with their friends, even though it's not working, you know, when instead maybe a harder decision needed. I don't freaking know. You know what I mean? Like maybe they never win because of it. Maybe the players who do choose to make the necessary sacrifices are the ones that win. Like navigating that is extremely tricky, and most pro players struggle with it, and their potential is sort of limited as a result, you know, or they don't find the opportunities they want because of it. Like that's the game within the game. I think that's what Formal has called it, even, is understanding how to form alliances with the right players and to know how to make team changes in a way that doesn't burn bridges. Like that's the game within the game. And most pros are excellent at the game, but they're not good at the game within the game, right? Or a lot of pros, you know, struggle at that component of it, let's say. You know, unless you're so undeniably talented, like Shotzi level talent. Although note that like Shotzi, it's not just his ability, but there are aspects of his personality that I think allows him to be the superstar that he is, right? In the way that he carries himself, his mannerisms, his whole approach to the game, like outside the game, right? Like he's just seems like a good vibe to have on your team. He's relentlessly confident, right? Like there's certain mannerisms that I think lead to you being more attractive as a pickup, not just individual skill. It's a combination of everything. It's a tricky conversation, honestly, that deserves like a much longer discussion around it. Didn't hate the change, however, I absolutely hated how he made it seem he was carrying the team. It didn't. Yeah, okay, so that I can't really speak on, but like I do think that Formal probably could have chose some better. Like he could have made his decisions and spoke around it in a way that made it look less like it was on his team. You know what I mean? Like he definitely did there were some points where he said it was on him. Like one thing that he had kind of brought up was this idea of eco and how he had this sort of like leadership role, you know, where his teammates were like Pokemon, right? And how effective they were. And he's kind of just throwing them out, like Informal wanting to embody that and feeling like he failed, you know, in that position on Optic. So there was a little bit of a self-reflection there. You could also argue that, yeah, like he kind of harped on his teammates in a way that he didn't need to, you know. Yeah, like he could have navigated that better. Bringing the specific players you were losing to is a valid thought process. Yeah. And it's not even just about that. Like they have all kind of mentioned that they have played a lot of Halo together separately from the tournaments, because these guys play 8s like for money in late night lobbies together. So they have time to like build their own friendships, you know, regardless of whether or not they're playing on the same team with each other. So, you know, that type of like relationship had already been developed outside of competition, because they had played together. They had spent nights up until 4 or 5 a.m. just chatting, shooting the shit. You know, like it seemed like they vibe with each other coming into that. Like Bound and Renegade, you know, they had never teamed together before that, but they have a history of playing 2s and having like this rivalry and you know, being the best together. So there was always that conversation of like, when the opportunity comes up, they wanted to play together. Bound and Renegade. Markel Valentine, thank you for the YouTube follow. Welcome. This is, you know, this is more just me listening to their conversations and making my own opinion, but Game starting ASAP, 8 minutes. It's supposed to start at 5 p.m. Eastern. We have Lucid POV live in the bottom corner. We got Formal watching COD. We got Last Shot, who's not actually in the matchup today. He's playing. These guys are on matchmaking right now. I'm kind of just collecting pro player POVs. Trippy's live. We're going to add Trippy to this. And what we might do is remove some of the other ones. We could jump to individual POVs during the match. We could also watch LVT, which is going to have the observer feed. So, you know, I'm kind of open to mixing it up. Sparty's live. Yeah, these are kind of the 4 POVs that we want to keep track on right now. We'll see if more Optic players go live or what. It's good, Cody. Part of my negative outlook was partially because I root for my favorite players and not really for the org. So when he sacked Trippy, Lucid, Penguin, I didn't like it because I root for them. Yeah. But like I said, I see your analysis on it and can appreciate the move more now. No problem, Drakewin. Yeah, and I want to see those players succeed as well. Like, I was pretty excited to see the new Faze roster form because it brought those boys back together. There was Snakebite right now instead of Formal. Had high expectations for them and still do. But they've been having trouble together. And it does definitely make you wonder, like, you know, did Formal see something there? You know, like, why is he winning with the new team now? Obviously, he selected the best players he could, but, like, and now we see Faze, you know, reforming that kind of Optic roster with Snakebite and sort of underperforming on expectations. So does it show that Formal kind of was onto something? Or, you know, is there something that Lucid, Trippy, and Penguin can kind of still work on to prove Formal wrong? You know, I'm down for that dialogue, too. Snakebite, yeah, I've heard that conversation as well. Snakebite's been having more trouble on the team than anybody else. He has the least reps with the 3 players, and he spent the majority of the success in his career has come from playing with Royal 2, with Frosty, and Lethal during the, you know, there's the incredible win streaks that he's had. So, you know, trying to find his role on this team in comparison to what he's been a part of in the past, like, I can understand there being some growing pains. I heard he made some changes to his control scheme as well. So, I don't know. But when we look at the statistics, you got to kind of call a spade a spade. His stats don't look great in comparison to his teammates right now. Halo 5, Renegade, and Bound. Goku and Vegeta. Yeah, Halo 5, Renegade, and Bound in 2s were undefeated, I think. Shout out to LVT again for the Money Tuesday. That's how it began. It began with 2v2 tournaments in Halo 5 with players like Bound and Renegade teaming up and just kind of dominating the scene. How long until it starts? Literally like 5 minutes. Pros are warming up in Octagon. You will see the lobby start forming in a second. I expect LVT to bring the casters on at 5 p.m. Eastern. Stat Snakebite has yesterday. Yeah, bro, I watched the scrims as well. It wasn't just yesterday. Like, the scrims have not been great either. I hope he finds, you know, something to change our minds. I don't know. One thing I will say about PJ, though, Snakebite generally, like, gets a glow up on LAN. He brings his A game on LAN. I've seen him, you know, be a real standout on LAN multiple times in the past. So there's always that option, but you really want to see chemistry and you want to see their potential in scrims for us to have any confidence going into the tournament, right? So it's like we still need to see the scrim contention. We need to see this matchup go, you know, to game 6 or something, at least, for me to feel a little bit better about FaZe. But I got to worry that this could be a 4-0. You know, depending on how hot our Optic are coming in off the rip, it wouldn't exactly be surprising if they go ahead and dominate. So let's hope that FaZe can come out, bring us some heat. We get an actual long best-of-7 series. We're here for a good 2 hours, you know. Idea, my next video about team chemistry actually means it works. Wait, why does something not work or does between... It's impossible for me to fully know without, like, you know, studying the... I can't know the internal conversations between the players. And then we can, like, study the mannerisms of individual... You know what I mean? We're just, like... If I do that, is this just me just sitting here, like, overthinking every... Because Chad has been overthinking... I don't know if it's overthinking, but, like, we love to comment on Lucid's body language. Or, like, if he complains in a game, you know? But other pros do showcase that at times. Like, Formal gets tilted sometimes. He complains sometimes, you know? Some of the pro players, they get pissed when things don't go their way. Like, it's not uncommon for that to happen. Is there something specific about the way that Lucid's body language is portrayed that's, like, holding him back from success? Like, You know, like, or am I just sitting here like overthinking? And am I creating like dialogue that's gonna? I don't want to stress the players out too. Like any conversation that we have here that leads to speculation about somebody's performance. If we're talking about Snakebite not popping off or something, like it kind of bothers me too because I don't want people. I don't want to put pressure on the players. Anyway, not that they're not used to it, but you know what I mean? Like, I think a tricky thing that happened for SSG, and part of the reason why they split, was because they started talking to the community about what their problem might be, and then it made it very clear to the community that there was a problem with SSG, and then that was all we could talk about. And it just seemed inevitable that they were going to split up when the community was, like, kind of waiting for it to happen. You know? Even though the conversation might have happened if they didn't open up either way, because it was, we all speak off the performance that we see. Faded take, but imagine how exciting and unpredictable the league was. Just top 3 to 16. How exciting. If the league was just top 3 to 16, yeah, it'd be pretty crazy, right? Because anything under top 2 does feel insanely, I'd say 2 to 8. 2 to 8 is like super volatile right now. Even 10 maybe. I don't know about 16. You're excited for C9. C9 is not in the Pro League. You're just saying in general, right? Because C9 made it into lower bracket finals last weekend. They didn't make it into the Pro League. I have a life advice question. Ex-fiance I haven't heard from in 10 years. Hit me up out of the blue. Do you respond? Whoa. What? Yo, rival, are you like making this up? Or you cheating? I'm sorry if that's real. My apologies if I'm laughing at it. Steffi Poo, let's go. 1 month with Prime Gaming. Love to see it. Thank you, Steffi. I don't know how to advise you there, rival. That's a wild sequence of events to take place in your personal life. That's legendary trolling, I'd imagine. I got no experience to advise you whatsoever, man. You got to follow your heart. How about that? Follow your freaking heart, man. You're just kidding. I figured. I mean, read this out loud, bro. He said, life advice. Ex-fiance haven't heard from in 10 years. Hit me up out of the blue. Do you respond? I also cheated on her with her mom way back when. So it's a little tricky. Like, bro. I don't know, man. I think you screwed that one up. Tired of the Snakebite disrespect. Snakebite is what Eco Delulus claimed Eco to be. Oh, this is interesting, Slush. Slush, you're one of the biggest Eco haters, and it's problematic because you're a mod in this chat. And now you're defending Snakebite. So I wonder what's so different about what you're seeing that's making you defensive of Snakebite, but not Eco. My day's going great, Alvin. How you doing, man? We got good Halo matchups coming up. How can I not be having a good time? I don't know about that, John. What are you saying? You said on YouTube? We're chilling out here with 500 on YouTube right now and over 200, 221 on Twitch. I love you guys. Let's freaking go. Let's have a good Monday. It's just one best of 7 series. It might be like, over and done with in less than an hour, but we'll see. There might be some milk in between. So let's say it's at least an hour. Plays OBJ and wins fights, and he wins a lot, and Eco didn't do any of that? I don't know, man. Damn good Halo. What a damn good, day for some damn good Halo? Hell yeah. Much love, Eco. Let's go. Of all the Halo pros besides Shopify Rebellion, I hate those guys. Then when they win a LAN, I'll glaze them for 6 weeks straight. You love Shopify. I know you do. Yeah, we know the map set. Let me show it to you. Best of 7 series. This is the map set. We've got a Recharge, King of the Hill, Origin, Slayer, Aqua Bomb, Live Fire, Ball, Aquarius Slayer, Forbidden, CTF, and Streets Slayer to round out the series. Origin Slayer is going to be a tricky map for Optic and maybe an opportunity for Faze early in the series to give us some real contention and, to make it competitive. Kind of hoping that happens. Optic do falter when it comes to Origin Slayer. Aquarius Bomb is a better bomb map for Optic. Optic have shown weakness in bomb, but in Aqua Bomb versus Faze in the past, they've won, so I kind of expect that to go Optic's way. Live Fire Ball, hands down win for Optic. Easy money. Aquarius Slayer, I don't know. The Slayers are always tricky. Forbidden CTF is a weaker CTF map for Optic. Faze have showcased that they're actually very good at CTF. They've beaten Optic in both Forbidden and Origin in scrims. So if this makes it to game 6, it has the potential to go to game 7. But will it make it to game 6? I don't know. You know, it's like live fire ball at game 4. If Optic win game 1, game 3, game 4, it might just be over before we get to game 6. You know, it's like, where's my Halo? It's 5 p.m. I'm here. I don't hear the casters. Until I hear the casters, I don't know what to say. Lobby's getting situated. LVT's there. We got majority of the lobby already formed. So wait, guys. We're almost here. Need a little Bruce buffer. It's time as we get ready for this, man. Get Tony on the phone. He's slacking. Pro League is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We're going to be off Tuesday this week. I'm not sure what the reason is, but tomorrow is Canada Day, if you're a fellow Canadian. Then we got 4th of July coming up, right? So that might be part of the reason. I don't know. But tomorrow I might not be live at all. Then Wednesday, Thursday, we've got Pro League matchups. Next week, Monday through Thursday, Pro League matchups. The following week, same thing. On the weekends, there might be other tournaments to tune into, so just look out for that. Scrims should still continue, so Optic should still be having their scrims. If Optic scrims and Pro League is happening at the same time, we'll prioritize whatever people want to see more. Basically, we're just going to add it to the repertoire here. You know, we're just juggling. We got 4th of July coming up, yeah. Halo fans eating good. It's just more content on top of the regularly scheduled content we already had. Tuesday's off because Envy had a schedule conflict? Okay. Well, that works for me kind of anyway. I mean, Optic might have a scrim of their own. I'm not sure. I kind of hope they don't so that I can just kind of take the day off. My family has, everybody's got work off tomorrow, you know? So it's kind of just one of those days. LVT is a calendar of everything. That's correct. Yeah. We were just looking at the matchup and the calendar's there too. I can send you guys links for that right now here. This is, I don't know if this is the full, is this the full calendar? This is for July. I think there might be more in August, unless I'm crazy. But this is a link to the July calendar. Go follow LVT on Twitter for more info and updates on the Pro League. It's going to be a close 4-0. It could be. If every game is close, then at least every game will be exciting. But I do hope that, I kind of hope FaZe win game 2. Just to make it kind of crazy, you know? Explain the league format for new viewers, please. We have $1,000 matchups on every day. Okay. Monday to Thursday. For the rest of the month, we get a matchup between the top 8. 8 teams are in this Pro Series. Pro League, they had to qualify. 8 teams are qualified. That's good to go. I'm not going to list the 8 unless they're all here. And then Monday through Thursday, we get the matchups. Every matchup is for $1,000. And then there's a $50K tournament in September that we're working our way towards with this Pro League, essentially. With that music change, I think we're jumping in, guys. Unless I'm going crazy. Salem Penguin, 42 months. That's a big-ass number right there, Penguin. You're a GOAT. It's been a long time since I've seen you, brother. I hope you've been well.
That is so disgusting right before he hits the point of no return.
From a couple weeks ago, right? FaZe SSG and their matchup for a 50-49, bro. Only one matchup per day. Yeah, only one. Best of 7 matchup per day. Today is FaZe and Optic. Just kind of hype, man. I like this video.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Scrims will still take place. This is separate from scrims, so expect that too.
Alongside me, I have tools, and
this is a $1,000 matchup between Optic and FaZe, best of 7.
It's about to go down.
I could not be more excited to start it with what's going to be an absolute banger. Optic versus FaZe, a tale as old as time, and some big rivalries in this matchup. Hey, think about it. You got the old Optic going up.
I got
against
Optic
the new
taking
Optic
this.
just about.
We've watched enough scrims to, assume Optic is going to win. But I'd like to see FaZe give him trouble.
FaZe, obviously, they've had a solid road.
You can't. It's a best of 7, so you got to win 4 games to win the series.
In the last 3 open series, 2 of them
just one series.
2/4 of their roster. Yesterday, with the full roster, they won another one. And now it's FaZe to show that they can bleed.
Formal and the pro,
Optic Gaming,
like,
though,
Formal was the one who
is
spoke up, but the pros themselves wanted some sort of incentive so that they're not playing all that time just for a 50K event and taking time out of their practice, right? This was what changed. Formal was who spoke up, but like a lot of pros agreed with him that they needed some incentive, and good looks out of Shopify. They added $30,000 extra dollars, I think, to this. So we have $1,000 matchups every time these players play.
Oh, let me tell you, when there's cash on the line,
No Fortress Bomb. We got an Aqua Bomb in Game 3. But it's King Recharge, Game 1. Let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, we got multiple POVs in this, too. If we swap over to Formal, Lucid, Trippy, that's an option. Even though I know that this is kind of one centralized place for it all.
I need to see Faze step up here. At the end of the day, we all
Shout out to everyone at LVT for, putting the work in to actually make this happen. Despite the challenges in the rollout, I'm glad we're finally here. Kicking off our week with something strong, man, and so is Bound coming out with 2.
Perfect can also be spoiled. Trippy, the last
Renegade is live, too. We're eating good, man. We got a lot of POVs. I'll add him to this after. Speaking of Renegade, we're watching him off Game 1 here from the bat ledge. Grapple control, shock rifles up. He'll collect it. An Optic with access to gold, assuming Renegade doesn't get ripped by Lucid. That was a bad death for Renegade and a big kill for Lucid. He dropped a shock.
And now Faze have a hold.
Already, that's a fantastic break from Faze.
Yeah, Shopify dropped like 80K to put this together. At least more probably for the event, right? So big ups to Shopify.
Breaking that setup is huge. If you start off strong, this could be your game here.
Ooh, Penguin with the crouch from Trippy Corner. They find it. Faze earn access to the hill with a setup. They got timing advantage here, too. Optic and team, they're all spawning tower to sea. Cali Visual with the raid. Let's go, Cali. Thank you. Welcome. Hope you had a good stream.
Not wasting any time on this push. They want to collapse on the backside of Optic.
I love this
collapse on the backside? 30 seconds in, and that's what Tools is. That's the comms we're using?
Faze look connected today, Tools. They don't have the case of the Mondays. They have the case of the win days.
This is
the win days?
Phenomenal as a setup for Faze. Lucid all the way over at tower.
Thank you, Cali.
Hope you had a good one. To help on that push, and
it's looking pretty good for Faze off the open of this, man. Optic kind of throwing their lives away and hope to get to hill and camo. Legend occupying pipes. That's not enough to save the hill, though. Snakebite, he locks it down. Faze with the first point of the series today. That's good looks, man. We have listeners. We have listeners.
Watch out blue box also.
We know who it is.
We have freaking listeners, bro.
Watch out bottom mid. I didn't get him town, dude. Top tower. Getting time.
3v3.
Listen. Getting time. One sneaky, I think.
He's going top cat.
Okay. Yeah. Top cat back to tower. I spawn here, PJ.
I'm trying to get the blue box.
Kill tower. Two double stack, PJ.
Those a little weak.
See boxes. Tower, one shot.
$7. Last guy alive.
Tell me, last guy. Make it feel last guy.
One spawner, guys. John's first.
I'm playing front side. He's storage to tower.
I'm playing gold door. Hold him in. Only tower, look tower across.
3 up, guys. 3
Watching across.
Tower, one shot.
Almost done.
Nice, good shit, guys.
Yeah, Andre, I'm pushing this out.
Where's it?
We have your top, Tommy. We have your top.
Palm me, gold. Palm me, gold. I think. Yeah, Palm might be glass, maybe. Might be glass with the blocks. Glass with the blocks.
Oh my god.
Grapple.
Formal last up.
He's going
Single stack one shot double. One shot double.
No double.
I tried killing him. One shot on the jump. He's hiding on the jump. Back to the jump.
See pot.
Neil's
gonna come in. My fault. His battery's ready.
That's one day. Killed one. Hey, T boxes.
Yep. And hill.
And as we hear the comms, we hear a voice there that we haven't heard in a while.
Bro, loving this out of LVT, man. Freaking incredible. We got listenings for this as well. Like that's top tier production, man. That's like land level production right here. They got them all in Discord chat so they can dive in to their comms at any point, which is something we don't get to listen to in scrims, right? It's like a little bit of exclusive, I don't know if I want to say intel, but just good looks out of LVT. We got King J, their coach. That's the new Faze coach for one event, for SLC. Royal One is a coach for Faze, I think still, but won't be for SLC. That's King J. He was a pro player just last year. And he's subbing in his coach, I believe, for SLC. So keep that in mind. That's who you're hearing.
There is opportunity for Optic to push up, but they've got to get through Lucid first. And that's
Optic somehow amid the chaos, though, did turn that hill around. We're looking for an A anchor for this, right? Control of A to get things started for Optic, but Faze going to find their way in here. Lucid leading the charge. Chat was saying that Lucid was looking nasty in MM earlier today. Is he carrying that into this game right now? He's 13-5 currently versus Optic. Crazy start for Lucid. Lucid with a big old warm-up, man. He makes it count. He's been on for over an hour, I'm pretty sure, playing.
Gets a pivotal kill, though. That's perfect to stop them from the Pipes push. Now staying alive here on the half wall. It's a very important defensive hold for Faze. They've got Elevator once again. They get another kill. It's 2 down for Optic.
Yeah, I think the beauty of doing something like this is you can request that the players join their Discord chats when they play this, so that they have the opportunity to listen in at any point.
Renegade somehow stays alive for that long.
It's a really good idea.
Give Optic at least one last chance at this break, but Faze are just so.
My God, Lucid with 3. The late jumps off the top of the half wall. He comes in and Faze secure the hill right off that play from Lucid, man.
Left and right.
This is the Lucid from Season 1.
Optic with an immediate transition to next hill, but this is already some of the best early gameplay I've seen out of Faze in a series with Optic. I don't know if it's something to do with the map that we've started with combined with the warm-up time that Faze have had, right? Like, in scrims, normally, Optic gets to play their best map game type to start. They play live fire ball. We're playing King Recharge this time, and Lucid is freaking frying, bro. There's no milk before this. He's just been warmed up, ready to go. First match of the day, and he's not freaking missing. He's not missing anything. We're going to lose his face. Going to keep Renegade stuck at the A door. Should be 3 hills here for Faze.
This is one of those guys, one of those annoying.
Had his Wheaties? He had a lot more than Wheaties, bro. I don't know what he had.
20-8.
Lucid going crazy. He's 20-8.
This is incredible. Hill number 3 going in for Faze.
It's a different kind of practice than what you see in scrims.
Is a dominant start.
And it keeps these teams on their toes, honestly. Faze taking full advantage of this.
For Faze thus far, but Optic Gaming.
I'm not sure what happened to Royal 1, but King J subbing in.
Loss have found themselves a break and are trying to hunt down a rogue Trippy, and they
Good looks out of bound. Formal cleans that up, though.
They got
a lockdown on the C-plat side of the hill, which gives them spawn advantage to stay here. Yep. They don't have a ton of map space, but they at least have C-plat. Faze, on the other hand, have positioning in A and gold. They will pinch. Snake Bite right in the center of it all. He'll die to Formal. 4v2 right now, Optic. 3v2, sorry. Big 1v1 with Lucid, and he comes out on top.
That was
the 5 from the sneaky. He'll try to dive in, get looks on Legend, but not fast enough. It's still 3-2 for Optic, and they've got plenty of time on the board to tie this up. But the individual fights out of Lucid, man, he's looking better right now.
More work ahead of them. They need an extra hill here to get themselves tied, but plenty of time to do so. This game is going to come down to score.
This hill will be a lot of milk, right? There will be a lot of time depleted from this hill if Optic allow it. I think that's Faze's
kind of makes sense to try to cap this hill, regardless of what team you are with this much time left.
Obviously, you can go for this hill as well if you have a couple dead out of Optic, but it's going to be tough.
Renegade coming out on top of the 1v1. 4v2 right now for Optic, not wasting any time getting into batteries. He had to spike me in 1 bullet. He knows he's got good intel on where these players are and how safe he is in that moment. Can rotate out of Trippy. Don't let the observer fool you. Man wrapped in.
They just went and won the gunfights. Played a bit of Slayer before they worried
successfully slowed the game down. Yeah, they're in the battle of attrition here. They're kind of closing the gap. But you can't deny Lucid's stats right now. He's far and away above the whole lobby.
Resilient in this game, working their way back into the process.
That camo's a super important part of this for Faze, and Legend get behind it in A. Legend shut down Trippy. With the numbers advantage for Optic here as they collect the hill, they might be able to also move on that camo. SLC is in a month. First weekend of August.
Back-to-back perfect hills for Optic Gaming.
Where's the camo? Did they get out with it? Yeah. Optic clap back. They do it immediately. Bound here back silo already. Easy flank on a Trippy, cleans it up. Looking for 2. Almost finds them both. Beat down away from death here. Good defense out of Faze, but is it enough, man? The team shot's getting decked by Renegade.
even then,
A
it's hard
bullet
to
away
recover
from a triple
this
kill
spot
should be an
with
easy
Snake
cleanup
being
for
the
what's
last
left of
in
Optic
line.
for the hill.
He's desperately trying to find where that next pressure was going to come from, but with no success, Optic Gaming have a clean hold.
Lucid again with a 5 from the long haul. The whole team in a single file line here as they break this hill. Or I guess Snakebite with an A spawn as an opportunity to time a pinch through tower.
It's just
The crossing angle. What? Bro! Safely. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. Lucid with an effortless 5 across the entire map into bat ledge.
That cross map shot, 5 shots.
Yeah, he's making it look. He's playing on easy mode right now. Lucid playing on easy mode.
But then
Got like extra aim assist. I don't even know.
Gets
Despite all of his work and his 24 kills, Optic are about to win the game at this rate.
With that, Optic Gaming don't waste any
About to
time
lock in the final cap. Renegade. Oh my God, Renegade. Cross map, grapple, rotate. This man hits 2 back-to-back blaners and they shut Faze out in game 1. They woke up, man. Despite all that work at Lucid, Optic as a team, they wake up at the end. Insane play at a Renegade, my God.
Was starting to deteriorate. That wasn't the case. They come back, just needed to warm up a little bit, and they take.
Bro, Faze did everything right. They started out the game beautifully. Croy, thank you for the follow, brother. Welcome. If anything, they played so well. They played. They won too fast, right? Like there was too much time left off the 3-1 for Optic to make that comeback.
When we were on that third hill rotation,
As a nasty-ass comeback.
He was at 20.
Renegade would cement the end of that game with a double with a shock, man.
Down for Faze as time
Snake needs to do better. What was Snakebite's final stats on that one? Lucid in a different world this whole game, right? Coming out with 24 kills to close it off. Optic definitely closing the gap a little bit in individual kills themselves, but I don't think anybody passed Lucid. That late jump for the triple runs out of bullets. The only thing saving bound right there.
Then it was just 3 straight perfect hills out of Optic. And
yeah, Optic, despite being negative, they turned that game around, and it just goes to show the wherewithal out of the team, even backs against a wall here. It's that ice factor. SR have that too, especially online in scrims. Regardless of how close the game looks, they tend to ice it up at the tail end.
2-1. He has 20 kills to his name at this
Getting
point.
5, Formal getting 5.
Absolutely absurd.
That cross map 5 at Lucid too, his shots were incredible. His accuracy stat would be interesting to see.
It felt as if something completely changed. And I want to talk about this hill that came before. You know,
But this Penguin. Oh, that's Penguin with the 5. I thought that was Lucid.
Yeah. Remember how
Penguin with a nasty cross map 5. And then Renegade seals the deal. Holy shit. I wish somebody was at the A door there.
They were playing a bit too passive there, and Optic Gaming took
just like you said, a close 4-0. It could happen. Lucid with 6K damage in that game. Before we jump into the next one.
Yeah, let's take a look at the damage there for a moment as well. We saw Lucid, I think, with 6K. Everyone else pretty much around where
we've got 4 POVs, 2 on Optic, 2 on Faze. Renegade and Formal, Lucid and Trippy.
Game number 1, but now
we also have LVT, which covers the whole match with listenings.
This is going to be a tough one.
It's kind of hard to pivot off, man.
Just dominant on this map. I would say Optic.
Gotta see an optometrist at this point. What are you talking about? Because I thought it was Lucid when he said the cross map 5, bro. That shit looks so clean, and with how well Lucid was playing, I mean, do you blame me?
It's been such a dominant team, and like I said, that game 1, that was kind of like a light at the end of the tunnel.
All right, surprising, honestly, out of Faze. They started strong. They didn't ice up at the end. I'm hoping we see the kind of the opposite with this game. This is a good opportunity for Faze to win something. Origin Slayer is a weak point for Optic. Has been since they formed the team.
Because of this roster.
I think we got to reset.
Can they find an answer to Optic?
But Faze have a good chance to get their win. This is the map that I expect to see them show up and show out more than just about anything. At least until we get to CTF later in the series, if we get there.
Is strong for just about every other team. They're still going to win the map about 2/3.
Seems like Optic gives you a lead so they can take it away. Nah, I wouldn't say that. Starting off with Formal off the opening strat here.
Average compared to everyone else. Faze must come with their
trying to keep Bound alive.
Right now.
Finding Lucid in the process.
Must win for Faze, and
almost snapping on everything. Thrust still out bottom mid. Snakebite coming out with rockets. Finds Renegades off the rib. Renegade. With 3 separate kills off his open. Picked a pretty good POV to start it off.
He uses that nade instead. No, he doesn't have any rockets left. He actually missed.
We do need to see a big game Trippy POV. We need Lucid with a sniper. Thrust control for PJ right now. Snakebite can make a play with this, unless Legend somehow closes the gap before that. Lucid with snipe now in thrust.
In Lucid's hands. Can he have the hot hands like game number 1?
This is a great opportunity for Faze as well, right? 6 bullets with this snipe. You want Lucid.
Uh-oh, rough for Lucid. Doesn't hit the body. Trying to make use of the thrust. All he did was hand deliver the sniper to Formal in the end. And now Formal, without moving, has a chance to hit some shots of his own. I know it didn't work out, though. He sort of just gave the snipe to Formal. Formal died shortly after. Snipe looked like a hot potato. It's on the back of Snakebite, who dives out, gets a kill. Legend spots it, though. He's sliding back to find it. Somebody else in Optic, I think Renegade has it.
A lot of trades here on both sides, though. That's a good telling sign for Faze.
3 shots.
Continue this pace.
No, Penguin from down low cleans it up. 11-10. Faze take the lead here. Penguin with 3 shots in snipe and intel on spawns. It's an excellent opportunity for Faze to make some plays here. Got good space in the map from Rockets to Sniper here, too. Somebody with Rockets control. It's Snakebite. And then Lucid on the sneaky. They're pinching Optic on both sides. Somehow through the center of the map, they're still finding kills, though.
They get him 3 down.
Faze may be too far extended in that situation. I don't know. Optic in about a single file line on center map. And they play through center and isolate Penguin right before they can pinch. Now 17-14.
This is what makes Optic so good.
That's a 6-kill swing for Optic Gaming. And think about it. Bound was in the most exposed area of the
solid
map.
Trade.
Front window. Hit by a sniper.
Legend finds Trippy. 3v2 now.
Transpires from there, a triple kill. Into another
yeah, it's like Snakebite off what looked like a pinch from Rockets was actually out of the field to play. Low-key. If they play that and cut their angles wisely. You know, even Lucid on Sneaky if he's not back in time. Like, they somehow forced the fight onto Penguin mid-map. And then dealt with the perimeter later.
Bring that value even further. Snakebite's going to get a trade on to Legend. But it's
kind of an awkward place to use a rocket. Gets a hit marker but no kill. Those rockets now sit under BR. Coach C-Bear! My God. Let's go. Prime Gaming. Welcome, bro. Love to see you. Let's go. Faze collect the rockets, though. And off the bait and switch, they find no kills with it. Snakebite dives out, shoots the silver with the rocket. He gets nothing. Both of Faze just dropped. Renegade with a snipe now and 7 bullets. Did he throw it back to the sneaky? He might have thrown it to the sneaky for a pickup. It's off the map, I think. Legend can't find it. Trippy up from the pyramid will find the kill, and that's honestly good for Faze. Renegade with that snipe off the map might give him a chance to keep this close.
Very good job by Faze.
Yeah, Renegade. Rockets are hard to use on this map, for the record. Sometimes. With the verticality and the openness in certain areas. You want to be on snipe side with Rockets. There's the most walls to work off of and the most changes in elevation, right? But even then, you're not guaranteed. It's just looking kind of grim as this goes on, man. 31 out of 24. Yeah, Bound getting it done. Dies in the process, but some damage for the team to pick up off of here. Renegade diving out center, finds the pickup on Silver. Renegade, if he does one thing better than the rest of Optic, it's listen to the comms and clean up kills. 10-9 now. Like an 11. This guy's cooking. They don't know the player's hiding in cave. Somebody hiding in cave for Faze. It's Penguin coming out with a kill. Man being slippery. Look at this split right now. Penguin off of his hide. Might have an opportunity to even things out.
You see how Optic Gaming are starting to be a bit trapped.
Penguin getting cooked. He's 4-9, trying to even that up by slowing down his gameplay. Does have 7 assists. But this deficit at this point, man, 37 to 30, 38 now. 3 dead, Optic. But the equal, just about equal trade from Optic there too. Yeah, it's not really going the way Faze wanted to.
And this is the tough part.
Snakebite 10-10, yeah. He's on the board.
Those collapses, getting those 3 downs, and that's why they're
Penguin dead to rights here. You'd think. Where's the pinch? Renegade Bound Formal on the opposite side of the map. Bound looking forward.
That damage is going unanswered, and Optic Gaming, you buy them
pure chaos on center map at this point. This all bodes well for Optic. The way that they're fighting just secures trade. Somehow they're not even getting that. 44 now, 35.
As he traverses the map, and they are flying at Faze's spawn.
See, if Origin Slayer goes this way, then I don't know. This could be a quick series, right? Because where's the bounce back opportunity if they don't win this Slayer? They got to somehow do it in bomb on Aqua.
Trapped. And once again,
46 to
they're going
38.
push
Is there
the
any
base
potential there?
of Faze. You see the spawns.
Lucid with 14 kills. Still looking good on the board here. Trippy negative. Snakebite even with 11-11. Kind of a rough game for Penguin, though he does have a lot of assists. Bound and Trippy will trade for 48, and all trades are money for Optic at this point. There's no stopping the boulder. No stopping the snowball, man. That's a huge win out of Lucid. Even with the thrust in the back pocket, Lucid gets it done, but it's just a matter of time. Double stacking, Faze with team shots. There's the nades. Formal will clean it up.
Find the kill as Faze got a little bit to make it look closer.
All right, what's up, man? Got me some McDonald's and 20 chicken nuggets and 2 double cheeseburgers and medium fries. Holy damn, feeding the family. Well, I hope you enjoy.
Game for Optic Gaming, and they just won one of their.
I'd even getting trades somehow. Texas internet might be the somehow. Yeah, I mean, internet's always going to be a contributing factor. It's unfortunate. Note that SR don't have great internet either. That's typically the way that I look at this too. Is like you got Royal 2 in Saskatchewan, Canada. You've got Snakebite. Or no, sorry, Snakebite's not an SR. Not all the team is in Texas, right? Like they struggle with ping as well. Yet they're somehow the most dominant scrim team. So ping does matter. But, you know, it's not the definitive answer to everything.
Best of 7 here, ladies and gentlemen. So at a minimum, we get 2 more games, but I'm hoping that we see Faze step up here. I'm hoping we see a little bit of what we saw in that game number 1 out of Lucid. Does he still have
Lucid needs teammates that are as icy as he is.
I think they do.
Next 2 are guaranteed Optic wins. Okay, Live Fire Ball is essentially a guaranteed Optic win. Aqua Bomb is not guaranteed. I wouldn't say guaranteed. Faze have a chance in Aqua Bomb, but now that they've lost Origin Slayer, they've lost any sort of momentum they would have had going into Aqua Bomb. So yeah, I'm concerned. The more that this goes on, the more it's looking like a 4-0. We'll see though. Starting off with Penguin POV straight out to P1. And big ups to LVT for putting this on, but it might be over soon if it keeps up at this rate. I hope we get a listen in.
Optic very rarely lose this. You are in danger of getting swept if you don't take this bomb.
Yeah, bomb is going to be tough for the side of Faze here. 3 down, though, for Optic.
I think bomb is not guaranteed for any game. That game, well, the game mode is just tricky to predict. Yeah, it's, you know.
You see he's very pushed up on the map. Does he have any assistance? He does from the top center side, but a bit too aggressive.
He goes car 3 every game.
Great defensive hold by Optic.
Combo control is a big thing that we've noticed in the meta right now. Controlling utility with combo is like key to success for both teams. Something you'll often see. So look out for that. Lucid had it to begin with. Snakebite with the camo off the opening here too. Gives Faze the early advantage, you would think. But Renegade somehow finding Snakebite and getting rid of that quickly.
Renegade now gonna take those slays and take his ball and go directly towards the base.
3v3 in the map right now.
That bomb is heavy, but Renegade, once he gets one slay,
you pick up the ball and nobody sees you. As long as you don't juggle it, you're invisible on the map, right?
Great job by him to
or not invisible, but like they don't know where you are until they identify your location.
Strong sides of the map.
Renegade trying to work around that right now in these 1v1 fights. So make it a team play out of Faze to rip them a new one. They got 2 players positioned in the base and Lucid with the rotate. This will block the spawns and force it to fridge. This is excellent. Player already P1 with the overextend, but Trippy and Penguin lock it down. They got him corralled in the back of fridge. There's no stopping this first plant out of Faze as they start with some heat for a 1-0 in a minute 30. You got to give them some credit for that. Let's just hope they hold on, right? For the sake of the dialogue here, for the script, man, we got to see an actual series. The worry with Faze is can they maintain this throughout the game? Optic got an immediate counter coming in. Lucid in trouble here too. Formal, good live with the thrust. Knocks Penguin with the nade and gets past Trippy. What just happened? Trippy caught out twisted on Pedor and Optic in seconds. They got the counter in lock here. Snakebite with the last second save. They double chow out the ball. They play it out front center. Is it enough though? It's partially capped. They can alley-oop it up to the window. A toss to Formal. No catch. That should be enough. Util spawn is open right now. They're spawning Util. That's okay, but they know. Optic knows. They capped it. 1-1.
Close margins, but Optic Gaming squeaked.
Yeah, you saw
something I've been seeing with TSM recently that we haven't tried is they beat down before they switch weapons to toss the ball. I don't know if that changes anything with the bomb toss. The bomb repulses far, but it doesn't throw super far.
And now you see
I believe.
automatically it's Optic Gaming.
You really got to make sure you're ready to catch it.
For Faze.
This is similar to what happened.
Optic off a camo and a wrap back into the base looking for a second plant. Oh my god, legend. Not dropping in the 1v1 ever. Formal should be dead to rights. Little G-slide connection for the double. Looking for the fight out bottom mid here with Trippy. Trippy is currently 8 and 6. The most kills on Faze. And in the lobby, tied with Renegade right now.
I like this. You see how much slower they are, right? It's just methodical. Trying to look for the opportunity.
Repulsing bomb is not difficult. It goes farther than the other equipment and whatnot. Other objectives. Whoa, look at that positioning. Legend baiting out on car 1, waiting for the teammate behind it to open fire, so he just pokes out from the doorway. Oh, this is not looking good as this goes on, man. Former with a safe rotate out through util. Spawns open in back base and fridge. They'll have an opportunity to defend it, but Bound already G-sliding to pinch that. Finds a kill on Lucid. Crazy rotate at a Bound. He's occupied fridge and limited their spawns to back base now. They're waiting to pinch. They could split fridge if Bound's not careful. They got to make sure that, yeah. there's only 3 spawns on the map, right? Like, Metro, let's go, brother.
It'll be a trade on both sides.
Let's go, Metro. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Love to see it.
Pushes out the front of the base. He'll get taken out. That bomb goes forward.
If you're not like sitting in fridge and you're focused on back base, even with the team there, like you'll still split fridge. You got to be hard blocking the perimeter spawns to force back base because there's only 3 spawns, so they'll split easy.
Stay sneaky.
Oh my god, the target selection. He's shooting everything. He's shooting everything. 3! Renegade! Just demolished all of Faze. It's an over for Renegade. Looking for 5. No freaking way! Renegade with the kill tech. And now spawners and util. He's got a read on the full freaking roster. Almost finds 6. As Optic plant 2 bombs. It's over, man. End this. End the freaking series. End the series, man. It's done. This man just hit a kill tag. And the way he killed Snakebite for the 5th kill, man, that was just disrespectful. He dove out the window. No cover, man. Fired the hell out of him. Out of his freaking boots. They gave him the kill. Yeah, he got the kill tag, but the POV switched off at the over because they thought it was done. But Renegade with the awareness, bro, sniped that guy from low util door for the over. Renegade? No, bro. Please. Please, they got families. They got families, bro. 3. Util's open. Util's open. He's looking for an over, cutting the angle by sprinting on the left-hand side before entering util. Kills Trippy off the trade, bro. He's got 2 players gunning him, and he kills Trippy before he dies.
Out of Optic, they are just dominating what we saw in game 1. Like,
this guy is disgusting. He's a menace.
What is happening?
They're getting outclassed by Renegade. Renegade 18 and 7. Trippy coming out with the trade there on top P2, but Renegade coming out with another camo. This guy is untouchable.
With the last one he had, he's gonna go right back.
That was just damn good. I want to hear damn good Halo. You guys want to start a hype train? Feel free to start a hype train. That's one way to hear.
There's the first 2 go down for Faze, and this could be much
some
worse.
Damn good Halo, my God.
Just guaranteed kills out of Renegade.
Patient 3-shot beat. No, Trippy with the jukes right there. Made Renegade miss a shot in the beatdown. Yeah. I don't know if he sprinted or what, but Renegade missing a critical shot there. Bound. Oh my god, Bound. Bound with the low jump to the top of the pump there and then turns and G-slides on an instant to get back into the fight with the beatdown. The way that he just swerved, that was so clean. Like, it's the speed that he hit the ledge and G-slided off it. The position he landed on, the speed he landed on. Hey, let's go, Tim. It might not last long at this rate, though. Optic with a 3rd and final arm. And a lockdown here, too. Renegade walling it off, forcing a tray for the arm to go through. But Faze! Last second, Faze will enter from the opposite window, get the bomb out. Are they just delaying the inevitable? Magno! Damn good Halo. 7 months. We got gifted in the chat at a hell shot. This man freaking follows through. Let's go, brother. 5 gifted at a hell shot. Damn good Halo. To Lucid himself, somehow. Lucid TW, Dap, Hurt, Bleep Blorp, and Tired Grape Juice. Welcome, welcome with the 5 gifted at a hell shot. Love to see you, bro.
Like I said, it's Bound and Renegade. Those unconventional routes are what makes them so good. It's not just running around the map like it's free-for-all. They have the timing.
How you going to give Faze Lucid?
They understand where
Well, they're getting beat.
And they're doing it.
That's just rude.
Here. Great damage out of bound, but you go down to Lucid. Lucid hitting a nice little perfect.
Timing's
there.
not great for that. I'm not going to lie.
Maybe he's starting to heat up a little
I
bit.
had to. Hey, much love. You're goat. Hellshot. Thank you, man. Oh, no. Is Lucid waking up? Is it too little too late? Oh, wait a second. Renegade hasn't stopped, man. 23 and 10 with util access for Renegade. At the very least, Snakebite got out with camo, but he's a solo man. Roaming out through P door here. Optic will be looking for him. Can he find a sneaky opening on Formal? Formal now knows he's in the window. He's calling that out to the team. Snakebite's position is compromised. And because they know he has camo, they're going to give an extra level of focus on him. You would think. Optic actually giving up Snakebite and pushing out the map.
Come out though. It's a 2-on-2 on the map right now, but now it's up to Snakebite to stop this bomb arm. It's going to be
I hit it, Metro, the G slide. It's consistent. It's pretty nice.
Formal's going to win it out once again, but here comes Lucid. Stops the bomb arm.
I'm liking the defense out of Faze. They're managing to save this, but for how long, you know? We got to see them actually attack Optic. We got to see them attempt a bomb plant. Since the first minute of the game, we haven't seen it.
Hope that you can stop Optic gaming on the push. They need to change what this game is for them. And
Snakebite couldn't find a way to influence the game with that camo. He got into blue, but then Optic, instead of looking for him, they ran away into yellow, forcing him to come across the map. Maybe he could have picked up the pace and like G-slit or something to get there, but I don't know. There's 3 dead. Bomb in position to alley-oop up to the window, but Renegade looking for a cleanup on the spawner here at Fridge. Somebody out front base too. He's catching multiple spawn. Bound's got a lockdown on P2. Plant coming through here. Lucid from the window. Finds the beatdown, but has to plant. And Optic, it was only a matter of time, bro. Only a matter of time till they get it done.
My word. Absolutely insane out of Optic Gaming. What is going to stop this roster? What is going to prevent them from
There's no stopping it now.
I mean,
Chat, we got live fire oddball. And of all maps we could have for map 4, we got live fire oddball coming up next. We know how this goes. We've seen this a million times.
Between Optic and Shopify and the rest of the
See you next season, says Matt. You know, big ups to LVT and Shopify for putting this on, but to start this with Optic Faze and put Faze in the spotlight like that, man.
Renegade able to just find perfect timing and space.
Brutal.
First 3, and then Penguin trying to do his best to get a stop. No.
This is what might be the final map for today. Hard to imagine it going any differently. Optic almost never lose live fire oddball. They start their scrims confidently with it every time. Faze's best opportunity was in the Recharge King and the Slayer that followed. And while they started out the series strong, and it was nice to see, they haven't iced anything up. Renegade just put on a highlight reel. At least we got a clip to take away from today, right? Renegade put on a freaking highlight reel. Capable of putting together a team to beat Faze. SR. Wait, a team to beat Faze? What do you mean? To beat Optic? The only team that can beat Optic is SR at the moment.
When they won Worlds, he just takes over, and he's doing it here on Optic.
That one bit? For a good portion of this game, it was close till Renegade got the tag. Yeah, the first 2 minutes of the game, it was good out of Faze. And then once Optic brought the game to their side of the map, it never changed from then on. You know, Renegade made plays, but even when he wasn't making plays, we never saw another plant attempt out of Faze. They struggled to get that bomb past the 50-yard line. They're just getting outslayed. That's what we're seeing right now. Bound with 24, 26 out of Renegade, 22 with Formal. 9 and 19 out of Snakebite with 12 assists. That's a rough one. Safe to say Faze and SSG both got worse after Roster Mania? I don't know. Who shot 70? Renegade? Renegade shot 70. Renegade with 70 accuracy and the most damage in the lobby. Note that it's not usually Renegade getting the most damage. He's frying today. Renegade is the janitor. He's going in, he's looking for kills, and he's pivoting. He's winning 1v1s. 70 accuracy with the most damage in the lobby, the most kills in the lobby.
You know, I'm never going to get tired of watching this, right? Just so smart.
So patient.
So smart. And, you know,
if you see one, especially spawning in the back of yellow, you will see 2.
wanted to spot out that
Observer did not believe, bro. Renegade found the angle from the window on low util, and then that was rude, bro. That was like
400 hertz.
just drops out the window and 5s, PJ.
Guys, if you're enjoying the Pro League right now, if you're enjoying what the action's been bringing to you, one way you can help us.
Wolverine versus Magneto right
more
now.
And more, to continue to get more and more support.
It's a bad
Show
matchup.
value.
Yeah, that's a way to put it.
Thank you for coming out. Exclamation mark.
Optic
value
looking like a
in the
direct
chat.
counter to Faze right
They are
now.
going to supply 400 hertz monitors for our.
Yeah, I was hoping to see them win the Slayer, but now that we've gotten here, we've gotten the live fire ball. It would take a miracle. It would take a miracle for Faze to win on Optic's best map.
Halo needs to be excited about 400 hertz because let me tell you, it is buttery smooth. It's the only reason I'm 1900. Otherwise, yeah.
I read the new Halo blog with the stream earlier today, Souls. That's right. We've got new Halo announcements coming up at Worlds in October. Something to look forward to. Stay tuned, guys. We got an update from Halo Studios on the future of the franchise, essentially.
A longer series. Please, Faze, put something on the scoreboard. I need to see what you're capable of, and I know you are.
Regardless of your personal thoughts on the matchup and the balance of it all, both these teams are in Pro League, and this is what they've said. Like, they have to play each other eventually. There's 1K on the line. Optic looking like they're going to pad their pockets at this rate.
They have 100% win percentages on Oddball in their scrim schedules.
Doesn't mean Faze can't find success in other matchups or with a rematch with Optic later.
100% on their
You know, all in preparation for the 50K Pro Series tournament that takes place on LAN in LA in September.
They never let that ball just sit. If they have a chance to grab, they'll do it, and you're going to see that from Legend right here. Right? I have camo. I can
Ready to get tweaking? Legend with sniper, though. Legend's got it.
Get that sniper in my hands.
Respect that of Optic to let this man make plays with the camo. Got intel on Trippy down low. Teammate cleans it up. Ball set up for Optic off the opening strat. 26 uncontested seconds. I'm not going to lie. Faze looking a little bit hesitant to even move up the map right now. Getting stopped in their tracks. Legend now in A plat. He's involved. 2 already. Off the face. I thought he was going to rip his face off, bro. Triple. He had it lined up perfectly.
During all that time, they didn't get any step closer to that ball. Look how far away it was.
46 and counting. Optic trying to look create a flawless round at this rate, bro.
There's only 7 kills on the map.
They have dominated near flawlessly versus Faze here before.
That sniper finally is taken out. 54 points of all time.
It'd be nice if Optic just transitioned over to some scrims after this. Just keep the games going for the sake of our entertainment. Or one of these teams just moved over to scrims.
Maybe a chance to either play this or rotate it. I would assume the
Pouring with some patient play here from Nest, working around the team shots, finding his timings to stay involved without dying here. Legend taking advantage of the flank opportunity created here too. Bound with a 5 though. He's got it under control. Finds a double out back B. Next LAN is in Salt Lake City in August 1st.
Optic Gaming, they have this level of freedom and flow that you don't
Shopify playing only one matchup from LVT Pro League today. It's this. It's one match every day, and it's separate from scrims. So we still watch scrims. If anything, we'd take what we're doing here, and then we'd just go right to the scrim watch party for whatever's taking place, right? But I don't think any other teams are scrimming today. I think it's kind of a chill day outside of this.
So many crazy individual fights being won on the side of Optic. It's a literal highlight reel, and trust me, you know.
First ball setup opportunity here for Faze as Penguin gets it out through pillars. Trippy gonna help give him some vantage here as he shoots his way through, and I like this out of PJ. Can he QT to live? Yeah. Whole team dead, though. He will be pinched. QT's enough to just get out of dodge of the doorway. Man's getting nicked by everyone. And that survival's enough to get a team spawn nearby. He's still got QT back B. Oh, bro. Imagine Bound wins that, turns that around. He almost did it.
And Legend's all the way on the cut side. Look at him rotating. He's got the kill on to Penguin.
Yeah, they're caught up in the shenanigans out back B, and Optic is just using, like, holding the ball for the final 9 seconds.
My goodness gracious, Bound somehow gets the trade.
Bound locking it down from Turbine here. Finds one. Trippy with the cleanup. Is it enough, though? 100. Out of Optic.
Round 1 goes to Optic.
Hit Reg would be better on Unreal. Everything hopefully will be. I don't know, though.
Constant movement. during all of that.
Took all of 5 seconds for Renegade to get this snipe and for the ball setup to take place. So, you know, what's happening in this opening strat is letting them definitively pull away. Like Renegade, once again, he G-slides in. Optic with coverage from behind. They come in with a pinch. Bound. Can he find the snipe off his dead teammate? Make it 2 dead. Bound looking for the snipe. I think he did a full 360, died in the process. Letting Faze get out with ball for once. Formal's not done with him, though. Formal with 2. Reballs down on the floor here. No ball rotate. Spawns in A for Faze. Fortunate for them, they get a ball set up temporarily while the camo comes up.
And it's going to be, of course, Renegade 4-4-4 with 40 points of ball time. So giving everyone else a little bit of a chance to shine here.
There's no lower bracket. There's no bracket. It's literally just a show match.
Add to the tally as Penguin spawns directly in front of him.
Was that 100-3? It was 100-3? I didn't even notice the score.
But my goodness gracious.
It's already looking better than the last round. Snakebite out back B conveniently drops Formal. Trippy down with ball as he rotates it. Looking for a play opportunity back B, and Snakebite just needs to wall it off. Ideally kill Legend in the process, but Legend having none of it, bro. He comes out with it. Ball played immediately. Bound with the cleanup here. Penguin split spawning out dummies. Lucid's a little preoccupied. The whole team going to spawn tower and dummies here until Bound gets involved. He'll split the spawns back to B likely. Oh, still tower, still tower. He took a different rotate. He's checking B, thinking he opened B, but because he took a passive rotate through cuts, he didn't actually block back tower. Not that it matters.
I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see Optic drop this ball for another 30-40 seconds.
Yeah, let's go, Brian. Much love, man.
And that's crazy because it should just be about
it's been fun so far.
Per hold and like
if you're an Optic fan, it's been a highlight reel. If you're an Optic fan, Renegade just getting started. 17 kills for Bound, by the way. He's the highlight of this one. 17 and 10 on the board. Legend trying to catch up with 13 and 4. By the way, Legend going crazy. 1 assist for Legend. He's doing all of this in individual fights. Or at least cleaning up other people's damage. I don't know. Bound, though. Bound. Snakebite with the cleanup. Got to be 50 seconds here and counting for Optic, and Legend just won't die, bro. Jumping off the panel on the inside of A.
The second Optic Gaming sees a D challenge, right? What do they do?
It is strictly business for Optic, isn't it? They're like, fine, LVT, we'll play in your damn Pro Series. We're going to 4-0 the competition and give you the smallest amount of content possible.
We see Optic continuing to score, and just like
Legend, the only one alive on Optic, might give Faze access to this camo. Please tell me they get some ball time in the process here, too. They got some comfortable positioning. Snakebite should get out freely with that camo. G-slides to get it done. Still getting tapped. Don't die. Don't die. What the hell? No freaking way, Bound. They cut it off through bottom mid. How did he get there? Bound would have had to hit the G-slide from dummy door to key door flawlessly. Nail every shot onto Snakebite and then nade him to clean him up, and he's still freaking cooking with 19. The only way he gets there that fast, he must have hit the G-slide from dummies to key door and then tagged him from key door.
As players are going down, Faze are right back into the chokehold that put them in such a massive deficit.
5 MS for 60.
Look at them opening up B here too. I mean, if they don't get the slays on the outside, that rotation could come in. It's going to be Renegade
off the wall. There's a physical ledge on the wall there. I don't know if he was trying to get nerdy.
I think he is rotating.
You can jump off that wall now, and it's kind of new.
Legend's going to get greedy here. He wants to get more out of it, and you can see why, right?
Renegade highlight reel, inbound, spree, 4 shots, 2 in the chamber.
That's one thing Optic.
There we go. We're ready to overkill right here.
Really a team that plays the ball too often.
Oh, Penguin just skirts the ankle last second. Finds the face of Trippy instead. Off the G-slide, bro. The placement of the reticle before the scope is so huge, right? He has it right where he wants it. It's the smallest adjustment to find the face. 14 and 6 right now for Renegade. He's impossible to kill. Legend 16 and 6. 20 kills for Bound. Formal slacking by comparison, but doesn't matter. It's 84 to 37. It's a massacre.
Penguin staying alive top center is a big part of it. They know he's going to back up too, but 2 of them go down. Lucid rotating it towards the A side. They've got B side as well.
I mean, hard to say. Like, I would say it's leaning. SSG won the trade with Faze, you could say. I wouldn't say it's not close. SSG still had a brutal series with Optic last night.
He's going to get a kill on a Snakebite. Formal doesn't get one, and Trippy stays alive. Faze are resilient in this play, but they still end up going down too.
The clock is going to play a factor, though. They
Found the last alive on Optic. He will likely not make it to ball. That's 4 dead with that pinch-off Snakebite, and the final opportunity for Faze in this entire best-of-7 series to hold the ball and get something done. Optic with one successful push, it is GG's, bro. 7 seconds. They better play the hell out of that ball if they're in trouble. Not that it'll even save them. Couple team shots on center map. They're all compromised. Formal. Last listening. It's over. They Faze listened in for this, bro. Why would they choose now?
Let's get out of this.
Let's get out of this.
Oh,
bro, of all times to choose. We need an Optic listening for that.
Yeah,
anyway.
Of course, Optic Gaming
The timing.
in a very convincing
Faze listening at the start of round 2 or something like that would have been elite, bro. But a Faze listening before they go 4-dead
and my goodness
at the tail end of the
gracious,
game.
You wanted something closer.
It's kind of
but
savage.
Optic are just on another level, tools.
yeah. I mean oddball. It's just dominant for them, and you're seeing why. They do not lose.
Let's get out of this is
Oddball.
rough,
They
bro.
are dominant
It's like
from step
they're
A
dead.
to
They're done.
step B.
They're done. Let's get out. My
it's a
bad.
little bit of
It was a mistake
slower
to
start
even
for
to even
Optic
be here in the
Gaming,
first
but
place.
we've seen it on
We didn't
net.
need to hear
The
this.
second they're
That was
able to get a little bit of momentum rolling.
Maybe not the best
They just
foresight.
never let go.
Still love that. Still love that we got listenings though. I hope we hear more of them.
I've said it time and
I
time
hope we hear
again.
more. That was a quick series of
Large
Halo, man.
gap. And my question is, right, when you're one of these teams,
That's it.
Outside of that, I would say top 2.
Bound
right?
with nearly
How
7K
do you rank
damage. And in a
that top
4-0,
two? How do you
Optic take the
contend with
first
those
best
two
of 7
rosters,
in the
right?
first official match of
Optic
LVT
is
Pro
one thing,
Series.
Shopify's another, but the gap is just so large between second and third. How do you kind of cut that gap down? And
I want to see
mean,
Faze
I
make a
don't have
regain.
an
It's just
answer.
hard to
We've made the
imagine it. It's
changes.
hard to imagine it with how
Worlds
this
is
has been
coming up
going.
quick, you know,
In the future, you know?
The Faze tournament just got announced. The location. You
I mean-
got that one as well. You've got SLC coming up next.
Yeah, we got
but
Charlotte for
there's
the
not a lot
Faze
of time
major in
before
Charlotte.
the most
There's a
important
month.
tournament
Faze
of
have
the
a
season
month
at
to clean
Worlds.
this up.
Yeah, and this is a great opportunity.
They have
for
a
them
month.
Next month, they're going to have plenty of opportunities to get a lot of that practice, get themselves ready, and I think Faze.
Yeah,
will
Bound the
eventually
highlight of
figure
game
out
3 or game 4, right?
how
Renegade the
to
highlight of
close
game
out some
3.
close games. I mean, you think about it. If game 1 goes their way,
Optic as a
4-1,
team just did what they
I mean,
needed
I feel like
to
this
do
is a very
to ice
good
up
series
1 and 2. That's
right?
for
Get
sure.
A little bit of momentum from them, but they just weren't quite able to recover from that.
Need more
shocking
Cheez-Its.
loss. And I think that has a little bit of a mental impact there.
Team should be
The other part of
canceled.
it is just Optic Gaming is so
Optic
good
should be
right
canceled
now,
because
and,
it kills the
Bound, in
competition. That's such an
particular
interesting.
series, if
Yeah, I
you're
hear
going
you.
to learn how to be a
Cancel
better
Optic,
player
bro. They're too good.
in those front-lining situations,
Super
how
teams
to
shouldn't exist.
Create quick flanks, how to make space for your team. Bound put a masterclass on today.
I do think it takes away from
That
the
game 2 and this
the
game
excitement
4,
when you
that
don't
might be some of
see
the best Halo I've seen, period,
like a lot of
out
contention with the
Bound.
top team.
Really,
SR is the one
if you
roster
want to get
that I'm
better in the game,
hopeful
take
about
notes.
at the moment that
Go
like can
watch this.
really,
Go get in the theater files.
you know,
Get
put
ready
Optic in their
with it.
place.
Because Bound was finding some
But even then, you know.
incredible routes, was hitting the timing.
Faze got to
just
hit the boot
right.
camp. I don't know what they
Was
got to
in
do.
that
They're going to
spot
keep
to help
scrimming,
his
obviously,
team.
but
Was finding value when
it's
he
unethical.
should have been dead. That's
John is
the
trolling. John
difference.
is trolling.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing for Bound. And honestly, I
Same
think
last
he's
year with
gotten better
SSG. It was
over
similar
the
last
years,
year with
obviously.
SSG.
I think that
that
you know,
Optic
there is that
always put up
really
a
perfect
fight
timing
and
that
brought
you
them
have
to
have
grand
be a player
finals,
like
but they
Bound,
always
and I
leaked
think-
out class in
I
the
think it's
end.
the roster as well.
Optic are beatable
Renegade,
for sure. I mean,
Legend,
SR showcased
before
that
they
earlier in the
opened
year.
things up for him, I
But when the
think
pressure's
it's a
on, when they get
team
to
effort,
events,
and
it just
honestly,
seems
he
they
looks
seem
the most
unstoppable,
comfortable I've ever
especially if you
seen him,
don't beat them
especially today.
definitively on Friday or Saturday. They got to get beat on Saturday, you know?
Time and time again,
When they
just
seem
look more
weakest.
and more comfortable.
Champ
as
Sunday,
more and
Optic,
more
for whatever reason, they seem to thrive the most.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you can take a look at the schedule here. We're going to have tomorrow off, but Wednesday and Thursday are stacked
Yeah,
with
I don't know.
matches.
One
Complexity
dominant
versus
team in
on
Halo is
Wednesday,
not
July
something we
7th.
haven't seen
Of
before,
course,
right? Like
Thursday,
CLG,
July 3rd,
Optic,
we've got
Talks, that one
TSM
roster,
against
Frosty, Royal 2,
Shopify,
Snakebite, Lethal
Rebellion.
throughout Halo 5.
Pro League isn't
They
going
dominated
anywhere. We've
majority
got
of
so many
of
matches
Halo
for
5
you
until
guys,
Splice
and
came into the
I
picture
think
in the final
28
year.
tools, now 27
Final
with
boss.
that match being played.
Right?
Yeah,
Like
right.
SSG
This is,
last year,
there's gonna be a
it
plenty of
happens.
Halo
You
to
know,
come
for the sake of
this summer. Get yourself
the
strapped in,
storyline, the
ready for
script, I do hope that we
Halo
see
Pro League day in
a
and
lot of
day
contention
out.
with
We're
Optic,
back on
but we'll see. I don't know.
Wednesday.
Sir
I
EJ
wanna give
with
a
the
big
YouTube follow.
shout
Let's go,
out
brother.
to
Thank
the
you.
people
Big ups
that
to
make
everybody
this
currently
possible.
watching on
Shopify,
YouTube. Even though the series is over,
$1,000
maybe there's
per
something
man,
else we can do
another
to make this Monday
$1,000
exciting. This
for
ended
every
faster than I
online
expected.
match. Shout out to Zowie
We got
also
1,000 of you
coming
guys
in
chilling on
and
YouTube. Thank you so
supporting
much, man. That's
the league.
insane.
They're gonna provide
Honestly.
400 hertz monitors,
Trippy
at the
Lucid with,
land,
I guess they're done for the
some of
day.
best Halo that people can even play.
Formal's still live?
Equipment. Yeah, exclamation
Uh,
mark, make sure you click over on that link. And
Wait,
show them,
what?
hey,
GG.
Halo
LVT, you want my
loves Zowie,
PayPal, or
we
how's
love
that
it.
work? Bro,
we can't do this without you guys here
bro,
in the community.
in
We
the
can't do
Halo
this
lobby,
without,
bro, is foremost.
you know, sponsors like Zowie. We appreciate it all, and of course, in partnership with Shop.
Is he just like trolling
the fact
now?
that
He's
there's
like, hold
$1,000
on
on
a
every
second,
match
bro.
is so
Oh,
amazing.
we
I'm telling you right now, as a
before
player,
the series
that is
and
a
asked
big
if they could do a
motivator
listening
to
with
come
our,
in
with our
here for
team. I
events.
responded within 10 seconds and just put my Twitch link. Oh my god, they fucking hate my guts, dude.
I mean, they probably do at this point, bro. Holy shit. Formal's just trolling
They
them
fucking
hard.
hate my fucking fat guts, bro.
Said, you want my PayPal? They asked for a listen-in. Formal dropped his Twitch link. That's got... The thing about that, though, man, is like Formal's on a delay, 5 seconds at least. So if they do a listen-in, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't help. You know what I mean? Like, it sort of screws them over because everything is 5-second delay. They would have to, like... I don't even know what they would do. They have to be in the Discord call to actually get a productive listen-in. So I guess that's why we saw exclusively Faze listen-ins. I don't know. Anyway. As far as what's happening outside of LVT Pro League, if there are any existing scrims, I'm here for it, man. But Omit Sparty is live.
Oh, damn, chat. I thought we were going to, like, I don't know, play a little longer.
I thought so, too.
Run that.
Yeah, they should transition it into a scrim. It'd be nice if they're already playing Faze. We might as well just, I'll watch it on the Optic and Faze POVs, you know? Just, like, do a scrim now.
I want to see what Peter did with Camo that one time.
Anyway. Knows he runs the league. Bro, exhibiting max aura on LVT right now.
Was just them losing full. They did a listen in with Faze.
They did a listen in with Faze. No, but the second one was a little questionable timing.
At the very end, that's fucking. What the fuck?
Hold on. They did a listen in like 5 seconds before the game ended. Yeah.
Holy shit! Look at Bound's fucking timeline. All his kills.
Almost VOD reviewing the game, I guess. I don't know what's happening here.
I want to know how.
SR have a scrim tomorrow, I believe, versus Envy. I don't think they're scrimming today. So I had Frosty's POV, but I don't believe SR is scrimming until tomorrow.
I'm window right now.
There's a Bound interview on LVT.
I have a question for you.
Go for it.
Yeah, I want to know, like, if you had to evaluate yourself as a player in the past, I'd say 2 seasons, what would you say is the most, the biggest thing you've improved on the most in those 2 seasons as a player?
I'm just like trying to not overheat as much whenever I make a good play. Just recognizing when not to overheat.
I like it. I think we see that a lot from you guys, where when things start going well, you don't like overextend and get yourselves in tough situations. I think about the game 1, right? You guys are down 3-1. You guys have to like start making things happen. Can you walk me through like the switch that goes in? Like what changed from the beginning of game 1 to the second half where you guys just completely change as a team there?
I think one of those goals probably should have went our way, so in my mind it's kind of a 2-2. I don't know, I think we just tightened up. It's the first game of the series, so we just came out a little flat, but I think we just flipped the switch midway through.
Would you say that, I mean, obviously you guys
I'm down to
Top
see it,
Fire
Eternal.
Rebellion have had some incredible matches on land. Like, would you say that, like, the gap between first and second place and the rest of the teams is, like, extremely large? Because I've been talking about that for a couple days now. I feel like the gap is the largest it's ever been in Halo. Would you agree with that sentiment? Do you think you guys are on another level?
Yeah, I had trouble understanding Bound on that. Hold
Halo
on.
Infinite or Halo in general?
Just Halo Infinite, yeah.
Yeah, it's probably up there with like year 1 Optic and us and Cloud9 at the time.
Yeah.
But I feel like it is pretty wide at the moment. But I feel like those are pretty close games with that Phase. They definitely could have took a couple.
Yeah, dude, Bound, I gotta ask, just personally, for you, your career has just been so fun to watch, and I feel like you're starting to hit probably all those goals that you set for yourself, right? Like, I mean, think about it. You won a world championship. You've won 5 in a row now. You won 6 out of the last 7. Like, what is
Keep going.
What's next on
Keep going.
the vision board? You know what I'm saying? Like what other goals
The vision
are
board.
you trying to accomplish?
What's on the
at this point?
Pinterest
'Cause it
vision
feels
board?
like whatever you've set your mind to, you've accomplished.
I think I've gotten to the point where I'm just not trying to lose anymore. Like I remember losing London. The feeling
Was there a point where he was trying to lose?
Never lose again. The feeling is just one of the worst. And I think we're capable of just being able to win and win and win. So we'll try as hard as possible.
Yeah, I mean, Optic has definitely had a really good 2 days if you count the CDL as well, and the Open Series yesterday and then today. I have just a kind of a generic question for you. I think seeing your gameplay today, like you shined like greatly in the 2v1s, like mixing up, like being that aggressive player. For anyone who's looking to kind of mimic your playstyle, like what would you say to like the young talent out there?
You'll never be
bound and when you started playing, like what would you say to them coming into the game? What should they do? What can they work on the most to maybe compete in the next Halo in the future?
If anyone's just out there trying to play like me, inspired by me, you're a psychopath.
Yeah, you're a psychopath. Yeah.
Not for the weak-minded, I'll say that. I mean, it's fucking war. I'll just say that. So kudos to you if you're trying.
Love it. Just says kudos to you if you're trying to be like me.
I'm trying to think.
Good luck.
Is there anyone like when you were coming up? Did you model yourself after anyone, or is this like you just kind of like blaze your own path? You're like, I'm going to make my own play style because it feels like you play so unique compared to everyone else.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like in Halo 5, I played just pretty like aggro at all times. But Infinite, I definitely had to learn how to just, I don't know, just know when to slow the game down. I wouldn't really say I modeled after everyone. I mean, there's players who played aggressive at the time in Halo 5, but Infinite was just a whole new game. So probably not. Probably no one. It's one of one, like Toll said.
I probably know the answer to this question, but who are you looking forward to playing the most in the league, in this pro league? Who are you looking forward to playing the most in the matches that you have coming up?
I'm not familiar with their schedule, but there's some Shopify somewhere in there, so we'll go Shopify.
We'll go Shopify.
Very good. Very good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was Bound. Seriously, thank you so much for taking your time to come on here and let us talk to you. Congratulations on a win today, and enjoy the rest of your day after a great victory.
You boys, pleasure. Peace.
I love Bound.
He's great. Great personality, dude.
Dude, the thing is like he has stayed true to himself this entire time. He's set out to do what he's gonna do. He's winning, and he's really patented his own play style, and like he said, he's a one-on-one man. He is one of one, and Optic Gaming are just.
It would be a cool storyline to see. Like Grant, what you're saying is the same two teams were sort of dominating in COD. Chappie, 3 months on a streak. Let's go, brother. Welcome back. Boop. Much love. Yeah, we had in COD, I guess the same two teams were looking dominant, and then Optic kind of came in from 7th or 6th position or something, and then won the thing. So it'd be a cool storyline to see like an unknown team, like let's say like a C9, come out of nowhere and contest the greats, or maybe even take a tournament, unexpectedly, with all the dominance we've seen out of SR and Optic. But what seems most likely is that Shopify finally find a way to figure it out. If they can beat Optic, then I think the whole league might get more interesting, to be honest, right? Unless you're an Optic fan who wants to see these guys like create an undeniable legacy, because they're already doing that. Bound and Legend on a 5-peat, looking to extend it as far as they possibly can. Bound said he's not trying to lose anymore, assuming he was trying to lose before. I don't know. Just been to the gym at work. Let's check out a new machine. Okay.
Shopify Rebellion. You should watch all the
That's what you got at your gym, bro? Kit Kats, Mars bars, Snickers, crisps, just to cancel out the workout right after.
A big shout out to Zowie, of course. A big shout out to our partner in Shopify Rebellion.
Optic was dead last? I thought they were like 7th or something like that.
Maybe you're wrong. The week 1 schedule right there. Take a screenshot right now.
Week 1 schedule, July 2nd. So Wednesday this week is Complexity versus Omit, and then TSM versus SR on Thursday. Scrims is still taking place. SR versus Envy tomorrow. I might not be watching that one. But everything else, Wednesday, Thursday, beyond, we're going to continue to watch scrims, jump around POVs, and watch the LVT Pro League at the same time, somehow, depending on what's most exciting. So if you guys are just tuning in here and you're trickling out now, thank you for hanging out with me. I know it was very short today, and I guess I'll see you again on Wednesday. I'm still going to try to, for the next hour, we can watch some Renegade. We can shoot the shit, man. And then I'm going to get off for the evening and enjoy Canada Day tomorrow. Which, happy Canada Day to you guys if you're on vacation tomorrow. Only team that can compete with Optic is Shopify. Yeah, at the moment, yeah. I'm hoping we see the regain out of them. I'm hoping we see an Optic Shopify matchup soon. in the schedule that will be happening. I think it's at the end of the month, though. It's like right before. So we don't see an Optic Shopify match until literally 27th of July. So right before the major is where that match takes place. So we'll likely see an Optic Shopify scrim, I would assume, separately from Pro Series. You know, earlier than that, but we'll see. Last time they scrimmed, they went 6-6, and Renegade had his controller break down or something like that. They ended early. Just like at first, trying to get into a winning team versus being there and trying to keep it rolling. Yeah, not that he was trying to lose. Yeah, it just came out that way. I know he was trying to say something else, Travis. It's a different mentality when you've achieved the success, and now it's about, like, how do we maintain and continue to be the best and never get complacent despite the fact that he's won 5 now, right? And it takes a unique kind of psychopath, I think, according to Bound, to play as well as he does and to stay hungry like he does. I think Legend in a similar kind of position. Yeah, because at some point, I think if you let go on the gas at any point, then that's when you lose your grip and other teams take over. So keep it going as long as you possibly can. Cement the legacy. It's going to be a hell of a resume if they do that. Already is. In my opinion, what is the reason for Optic superiority over everyone? Is it skill, communication, or it's everything, man? I don't know. I think it's like their mentality in and outside the game. They're like kind of ruthlessly, you know, delusionally confident, egotistical, you could say. Young T, thank you for the YouTube follow. They believe in themselves regardless of what happens. They seem to like stay locked in, especially on Sunday when they're in the lower bracket. They find a way to like rev up off every win in a way other teams don't. They seem to just like fundamentally know they're the best, like truly, you know. They don't waver on who they believe they are, you know. Not that I'm saying other teams do, but that's just something that I fully feel from Optic with their play and their personalities.
I'll be right back. Give me 1 second.
What are my thoughts on the Forgers quitting because 343 use them for free labor? Can you give me more context on that? Recently, it was nice to see. Formal got off. Okay. This is just like rerun. It was nice to see Halo Studios give money to the Forgers. They had a 20K tournament. I think they gave them money for the S&D, Seek and Deploy game type that's coming out still. So like that was something new, and I appreciate it. I don't know what's going on outside of that. In a Mint Blitz video. You guys want to listen to the Mint Blitz video? Link me whatever you want me to react to right now. Pure love. Start watching Halo again because, hey, much love. Is it Josway? Josu? My bad, man. Much love. Thank you. Extremely boring series. Just disappointing. All right. Was it eventful? No. But were there fun, exciting moments? Come on, man. Renegade with a kill tag into he almost got 2 back-to-back insane plays. He got a triple after the tag. I know. I'm hoping for more contention next time, but I'm glad that LVT's doing this. And now that I'm aware that we've got listen-ins, man, I'm kind of excited about the potential of this Pro Series. It's a unique look at practice that we haven't seen through the Scrim Watch parties. 50 minutes of slammage. That's kind of what it was, yeah. Omit versus complexity won't be that. Like, if you want to have a lot of fun with these, don't just tune in for the Optic matches, okay? Because you could argue that the most fun matches right now are the ones outside of Optic. I know, like, a lot of you guys come here for the Optic juice, but if you want to watch some good Halo, like competitive Halo, Omit and complexity, that's probably going to be close. And that's on Wednesday. You've got Rhindu versus Sparty on Wednesday. There's, like, some heated emotions. Did you guys see Sparty to react to making it in the Pro Series? Anybody got that Sparty clip? Bro, that Sparty clip is freaking unhinged. Got you into Halo competitive. Got you into playing semi-competitive. Cool, nice, man. Thank you, Scarface. I'm glad to hear that. Well, hopefully you're enjoying that. And I didn't just, you know what I mean? It's a love-hate relationship with Halo. It scared me, too. I wanted to show... Sparty popped off so hard, it was intimidating. Bro, I'm not even kidding.
so much for the raid, bro. Appreciate it. Thank you. What's good, everybody?
I don't know. I can't find the clip. OG won in a 4-0. You can go back into YouTube. I'll timestamp the matches after the broadcast, but we covered it already. It was fun if you're an Optic fan. It was a pretty dominant series. Final stats are right here. Renegade is live playing right now. If we can watch him play some matchmaking. We got Sparty playing matchmaking. Speaking of Sparty.
Oh, I just got so much gifted. Holy shit, I did not even notice that. The little house, thank you so much, bro, for the tier 1. And Fish, thank you so much.
You love
for
playing
the
competitive
bro.
for the most part?
So much. Holy
See why I gets heated? Yeah.
And Paps, thank you so much for the tier 1. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Do I agree Faze is better with suppressed and falcated? Yeah, I mean, like, we haven't seen what this Faze is fully capable of on LAN because they haven't played LAN, but they looked better, the old Faze. They got grand finals at DreamHack, right? So,
thank you.
trying to get popping off right now, bro. Let's freaking go. I don't know. The question now, though, is SSG better? Like, are SSG finally finding form? They made it to grand finals last weekend. They've been more consistent looking than FaZe in recent Open Series tournaments. Do they have a higher series than the current FaZe roster? And, you know, maybe that trade for Foul and Suppress will work out for them in the future, even if it's not working out for FaZe at the moment. You know what I mean? Like, there's that dynamic, too. SSG have been... I feel like they're starting to find form. Whether or not they can actually contest Optic, we'll see, but SSG 3-0'd FaZe. They did 3-0 FaZe last weekend, I think, right? They did, and it was pretty convincing, so there's that.
Champs is October.
They beat FaZe last Open with Suppress and Falcated. So as far as those two players, maybe they're getting the better of the trade in the end of this, but, like, we still have time to figure out how things are going to go.
He's not spawned in.
And we still have to see how, like, the LAN to truly know. You know what I mean? Like, the LAN is what matters. But yeah, a little worried about FaZe. Lucid and Snakebite are an issue? Like what, together? Sir EJ on the other side of the map here, looking for Renegade, but the reach hell, bro. Renegade playing matchmaking, coming out of that series.
Bro, did he not spawn in? Oh, this guy still hasn't spawned in. What the fuck?
How's that a thing?
Here. Kill this guy, bro. Kill it. Bro, is it?
Holy shit. Welcome to matchmaking.
I mean, he still hasn't spawned in. I don't know. This is a weird ass game. I never even seen that before, bro.
Was it competitive before FaZe got swept? Yeah, so S tier in game 1, Lucid like went crazy. And they went like 2-0, or they got the first hill and they were looking super competitive with Optic. And then halfway through the game, Optic flipped a switch as a team and completely turned it around. It was like they were up 3-1 FaZe in King. And then after that, the series never really looked the same again. You know, Slayer Origin, I was hoping for a FaZe regain. And Optic kind of, it wasn't a huge lead, but they basically, well, it was actually. They were up by 10, right? Optic maintained the pace of the game and the lead throughout majority of Origin Slayer. Bomb Aqua was a highlight reel. It was literally a Renegade highlight reel.
I've never seen that. I've never seen a guy like just not load in, but not like get picked up.
And then you know how oddball live fire goes. It's not really. That one's not really a surprise. Optic almost never lose oddball live fire.
I just heard something. Ooh.
How do you think Renegade and Legend would do if they transferred to COD? Renegade, interestingly, I think tried competing in COD briefly on Splice, right? Because the Halo Splice roster had some sort of special deal with the COD game that was coming out at that time, and I think that they were like a Splice B team or something. I can't remember. You guys remember that? I think like
thank you.
Part of the reason why Splice and Halo lost steam towards the end of 2018 was because they started shifting their focus over to COD. I think all 4 players had like some sort of unique opportunity to try competing in COD, and only Shotzzy stuck with it. So I don't know. I'm sure Renegade would be nasty, but I think he decided it wasn't for him, and he wanted to compete in Halo. It was Formal who shot 70. I don't know. I'm honestly less surprised if it was Formal.
I think it's so much
Formal typically has the highest accuracy on Optic.
You're probably just trying to keep.
Interestingly, next to Bound. Bound has high accuracy too, sometimes. Was who good in Halo? He was a god, yeah.
Or you think having the FaZe event closer, dude?
Next to Frosty, he was one of the best players in the game in the first year.
dates, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm actually really pissed. Whatever, bro. So much I could do.
Really rooting for this new Faze roster to step it up. Unfortunately, seems like they got to make a change. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that right now. I wonder how Snakebite feels. I'm sure people.
I was supposed to literally go on a wedding those days. Bro, I was supposed to go to a wedding.
Find it ironic how now Faze is struggling since Snakebite and Lucid joined SSG. The same issue. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it is. Fun ironic. Yeah, I don't know.
But whatever.
If like unless Faze turned it around, you start to wonder like whose style of play or like approach to Halo is better, you know, or works better in the current meta of Infinite. You know, like if it was BR starts, like maybe things would be different. You know, like Lucid looked like a top player in the game during that era of Infinite. But I think as time goes on, you know, we might start to find out like the system like that Stellar and Eco seem to have. Like, is that system the winning formula?
Yeah, it's in.
Is Optic just too strong where it doesn't really matter? Like we're all just kind of fighting for second. Like it's kind of that too.
I thought Charlotte
who got second to that lethal Optic squad? Hook and sniped down Ola and Mikwin in 2017. Defeated
if your name is
that squad.
Not blame me on that.
In the end of 2017, right? They got a championship win in Halo before Hook moved to COD. So they were finally getting momentum there, and I think Hook in the following year pivoted off to COD. Part of the reason why he was competing in Halo at all was because he was too young at the time, right? He joined Halo at 16. The age to compete in tournaments was 16 back in H5. And I think it was 18 in Call of Duty, 17 or 18 in Call of Duty. I really don't know, True Gamer. Sometimes it feels like Faze overcomplicate things. It's similar to like SSG where they'll have an opening to like push out the map, but they opt to like hold a setup instead, which could work if everybody's on the exact same page, but it doesn't always seem to be the play because I think maybe based on like how players have played in the past or what, but like I feel like people will start rotating to capitalize on the opportunity and then kind of come back to get back into the setup. And the fact that they did that sort of splits the spawns around a bit, and it makes it ambiguous as to whether or not they got all the players spawn where they wanted to, or if somebody split. So they, you know what I mean? Like they hesitate on things because they might spot an opportunity to set up. But when that could have been an opportunity to collapse and like trade spawns out and flip the map to a better position overall or something like that. You know what I mean? So it's like choosing to play the right way in every scenario. And I think sometimes they stall on that. They have different ideas on that, which is similar to the SSG issue. SSG back when before they split, they had a similar like issue where, you know, an opening would present itself and they would play that opening in different ways. You know, some would be like, okay, I want to be proactive and push this out. And some players would be like, nah, let's hold and like let them spawn here, you know? So I don't know. What time are they playing? It's over. It's over. Renegade's in matchmaking right now. He's just chilling.
How much content is there in Night Rain though?
This is a shorter day than anticipated.
Not enough, bro.
And I'm kind of we're just kind of shooting shit with chat right now.
Just play Elden Ring, bro, until we get Charles. Like, what the fuck do I do, bro?
Rotation though could weaken this setup.
This is a rerun of the match that just happened. We can go back and like we can pause it and do like analytics. I don't even know. Samuel, let's go, bro. How good was Shotzi in Halo? Like literally maybe the best of all time. Like individual skill. I don't even know. Thank you for the $2 super chat, Samuel. I appreciate it. Shotzi in Halo 5 at like his peak,
Where you at?
or just in general, like
I'm actually lost as
one of, if not the most individually skilled players I've ever watched play Halo. He was that good. Full game breakdown. Yeah, so what happened in this? I mean, low-key, conveniently, LVT, it'd be better to watch the YouTube broadcast. If they're just like rebroadcasting, if we go on the LVT YouTube, okay. We can like make content out of this, bro. If we go on the, and then we can just pause and play the series at any point.
It's going to be successful. All the players of Optic Gaming are starting to go down, but that is so
What's the 343? So Halo Studios will be, they have an announcement or something. They'll be talking more about what's to come with the Halo franchise at Worlds in October. So expect info, gameplay, something on the next Halo, the future of Halo in October at Worlds, basically Epic, which is pretty cool. Separately from that, the Faze Major venue was announced. It's Charlotte. So the Faze Major is in Charlotte, and I think that's in September. So we got August, Salt Lake, September, Charlotte, October, Worlds in Seattle. At one point, I think their Splice team was so dominant that they just 2v2'd. Yeah, apparently they 2v2'd each other instead of scrims at H5, and then they 4-0'd Talks in 2018 in Champs. They were pretty freaking dominant. Yeah.
With the full roster, they want another one, and now it's.
Oh, it's in October? Oh, so is it, what is it, early October? 3rd to 5th. Okay, so first, I guess, weekend of October. My bad, guys. I was just making a guess. So first weekend of October is Charlotte, and then the last weekend of October is Worlds in the same month. In September is the LVT Pro League, like LAN for 50K, but that's going to be small scale. I don't think the public are going to be coming to that. How you doing, Karma? Welcome in.
If you're tell you step can catch them off guard. This can be where things turn around.
And already bound with an immediate flank to get the camo. Just about perfect, but
they go 3 dead off the rip, bro. Renegade whiffs the grapple on his rotate and falls into batteries because of it.
Play to at least get that camo off the map.
Jumps out to it later. Lucid opens up with a double and then finds 3 on Renegade. Renegade maybe misplayed this a little bit. Like, that was the first thing that we had pointed out is just needed to find a way to live here. He, like, walked forward. He, like, stopped himself instead of, like, full played out. If he played back to escape the entire time while firing the shot, he probably would have still lived, but also probably didn't expect Lucid to be frying so hard. Lucid gets his 4th kill, dropping Renegade. And with 3 dead, he takes, without hesitation, he's going to push out the map, right? He knows this 3 dead. He's chasing Formal. Trippy pinching A at the same time. So good team play out of Faze right there. Trippy pushed through A. He's flipping the spawns for C-Plat, for Legend, and Optic, which is the setup that you want on this map, right? When you're playing Recharge, King of the Hill, first hill, I like this setup the most. It's gold to Batledge and Hill and Whirlpool and A. That's the whole kind of coverage you have. So you spawn them C every time.
It opens things up, goes in for the double,
but it starts with the gold anchor. So you want to have gold control first with there. They already have that area locked. They have 2 players there, giving Lucid the freedom to be in Whirlpool and Trippy up above in A. But Lucid dropping early, right? This is good looks out of Legend, I believe. Legend jumps and finds the angle. That's an insane shot. Legend's on stacks, right? Legend must have climbed stacks or something and found the headshot angle last second to kill Lucid. No, he jumped from mid, like yeah, from out bottom of the map.
Rotation though could weaken this setup.
Shotzzy Halo highlights, link me something and I'll react to it if you guys want to watch Shotzzy play Halo.
If you start off strong,
and I can tell you like what he did that made his play so crazy.
It's Optic Gaming in your face. They finally get 2 dead and Phaser in the hill again.
And Penguin inside his teammate's corner is able to get a massive kill. That'll stop Optic Gaming for now. But Faze wants to be aggressive.
It's just sort of like an inverse. Like this works too, right? If you have hill, gold control, and you block C side of the map, like in long haul, you spawn them A instead. Tower's still open here, so
able to get a massive
Trippy, who was A, they're pinching, and then Optic are trying to flank off this while Lucid still remains in B. He might spawn. They'll probably spawn the team Penguin, or I guess Trippy, sorry, in long haul in this situation between them. They're double hitting this out off the flank together. Part of this is to also secure this side of the map for the hill afterwards, right?
Penguin, he has to get down Renegade, but once again, Renegade going
so they win their fights here and somehow ice up in the hill. And they're already set up for next.
They have the case of the again, Renegade going to milk.
Snakebite wins his fight with with Renegade. Trippy with Formal with the 5. Trippy in pipe. So Trippy kind of the pivotal part of this whole team play right now. The fact that he's alive in pipes, keeping Optic in A with their spawns, or at least spawning them farther away. Spawns now flipped along as they create the perimeter once again. So that was pretty well executed out of Faze as a team, right? They sort of have Optic in a blender off the open.
it's going to be successful. All the players of Optic Gaming are starting to go down, but Formal for the nowhere gets the back smack, but it's not going to be enough.
Bullshit in his chat. I don't really care what team wins anything. I just wish it was more competitive at the top. Yeah.
Get their very first cap. I want to go to a Faze listening if we have it. I want to hear what the comms sound like as that camo comes up and Renegade's defending it.
He's shrouded. He's shrouded. One shot blue box also.
Do we know who it is?
It's down. Down. One shot on me. One shot bottom mid. I didn't beat him town, dude. One shot. He's dead. Top tower. Top tower.
3v3.
Listen.
It's kind of interesting, comms. I guess off the open is like, do we know who it is? Remembering the name tag of the player as Cambo, or just remembering name tags in general, especially when you're trying to forward that a team. Like, who's the last guy who's alive, right? If you know the name of that last player who's alive, then you'll know when you've killed their fourth, because otherwise that player could still be lingering, hiding somewhere, and that can be the bane to a team advantage in certain situations. If you kill 3 and then leave the last guy alive, right, and then the spawn split because that last guy's probably hiding near you, so the spawn split somewhere else. The next thing you know, you're like between a pinch. So like remembering name tags is good, so you know if you killed all 4 or you know if you killed camo.
I spawn here, PJ.
I'm trying to get the blue box.
All right, guys. Yeah, I appreciate you guys, Brian, Zach. I see you.
$7. Last guy alive.
Last guy.
He's just staring at you. He's just staring.
I'm playing front side.
He's storage to tower.
I'm playing gold door. The only tower, look tower across.
3 up, guys. 3
Watching
up.
across.
Tower one shot.
So we can hear King J in the comms, who's coaching Faze now. I don't like have a lot of experience competing, calming on a team, understanding the dynamic of like what's best for the team and like what's the best role for the coach as well. Like
Last guy.
King J's talking a lot, which can be very beneficial for a team because he's got a unique source of intel where he's like a third party and he can watch everything, right? So my question though is there like a balance? There's a balance to it, right? Like you don't want to overlap with the team and their comms.
Last guy alive.
Last guy.
He's just staring at you. He's just staring.
I'm playing front side.
He's storage.
And it feels like they're competing a little bit, right? Like he's like really trying to stress that John is first spawner and Formal's the only one that's still alive, which is good info. I don't know. It's hard to find that balance, right? Where it doesn't feel too flooded and we're talking over each other.
Yeah, Andre, I'm pushing this out.
Inevitably, you're going to talk over each other in comms, though.
We have your time.
It's good, though.
Might be glass, maybe. Might be glass with blocks.
It's a strafe video ready. I can show you the intro, guys. Strafe video is not 100% there, but it will be very soon. Here, check this out. I showed chat this earlier. Now that we got people hanging out, if you're not aware, we have a sprint strafe guide that I've been working on that will be coming out hopefully tomorrow, though I have evening plans and I've got a day off and shit, but very soon, okay? This is a work in progress intro for the video. Today, we're talking, if you guys are interested, I know this is like a big pivot, but this is like a comprehensive from the ground up guide on sprint strafing in this game, beginner to advanced. We talk about advanced, like beyond the sprint strafe, like ways that you can take it to the next level. This is like a work in progress intro. Today, we're talking about this sprint strafe technique in Halo Infinite. Like it sounds, we're using our sprint as a juke mechanic in combat, making it look like we're headed one direction before turning back and firing another shot. Sort of like a jab step in basketball. And some of the Halo casters have been calling this move a jab step for that very reason. But with this, there's some actual traveling. That small speed boost from the sprint as you turn away, combined with the tuck animation of your Spartan is what makes this move so tricky to read. If you're down or even in shields in a gunfight, that's when you pull this move off to throw off your opponent for an outplay. The faster and the farther you turn out with that sprint, the better, but then your gun is down for longer and it's harder to hit a follow-up shot. So there's a risk reward here, making this a very skillful technique to master. We're learning this technique from the ground up today, so you can understand how it works and how to apply it to your game. If you find this helpful, don't forget to hit that sub button. It's time to lock in.
One shot. I'm gonna bring bomb in.
Oh my god! Kind of cool. Still a work in progress. And then most of it's going to be my gameplay and aimbots talking through the technique like one step at a time. So yeah, tomorrow or Wednesday is what we're looking at right now. Run the whole video for the ones hanging out. Well, I don't really have much edits on everything else. So I have the intro's like almost there, I guess. And then I've got this. Today, we're talking about this sprint. It's about 14 minutes, but it needs like relevant clips and notes that pop into screen. It needs, you know what I mean? Just examples to like help demo things. This is kind of cool. Like I show third person. This is just a unique way to practice time. As you can see. Yeah, I put Kobe with the jab step. Another cool way to practice and understand this technique is using Halo Infinite's third-person mode, where you can actually see your movements in real time. This is kind of a slept-on feature, honestly, that joined the game in the past year. And it allows you to see just how much your strafe is, like, actually offsetting your movement in real time. Something cool that you can see in third person, if you're strafing to the left with this technique, is the actual visual
you do have to watch it.
animation of your Spartan. Like, he goes into a tuck animation if I turn left. Like that really kind of like...
It's a crossover, right? He like crosses his bandit over every time you strafe left, which is part of the reason why I think most pros are spamming it left. Like if you watch Formal, a lot of the pros, they spam it left more than right. I find it easier to hit left. Some people go back and forth like both directions. You should know how to do both directions just depending on the situation, right? Because right still is valuable.
Even if I don't use the right
there's
stick,
an actual like crossover change.
there's a very visible like left tuck animation.
Yeah.
If I go to the right, it's there, but I feel like it's not quite as pronounced. I think the reason is because if I go left with the technique, there's like a crossover with his bandit where he crosses to the other side, right? So little things like that can throw off your opponent, just the visual change in the movement, not just the speed. I always try to keep in mind the position of my right stick as well. Think about
So yeah, like from the ground up, we go with like, because you want to learn it in steps. I use a paddle. I talk about that too. Like I here.
second before going diagonal left, diagonal right, diagonal left, diagonal right kind of. So like a lot of left stick work is happening in between, and there's a lot that you can actually...
This is, so like step one is to learn how to shoot and sprint without doing the fancy look away, right? So like this is me just shooting and sprinting. That's all you got to know how to do.
Offset your movement using just the left stick on its own. It's a little awkward to aim though.
This right
Next,
here.
you want to understand the movement as well. The whole
or
look
actually,
away,
maybe not.
snappings, and it can do this with left stick click. It's
Here.
every time you shoot, and you want to learn that timing. It's almost the instant after you fire a shot.
You don't need to
Basically.
have,
So
like,
step one,
high sensitivity is nice to have because you can snap away and snap back quickly, but your left stick is a big part of this that people, I feel like, sleep on. Like left stick control when G-sliding for your angles and hitting like sharp lefts and rights and whatnot, like you can do a lot with the left stick. So understanding it's like a combination of a diagonal strafe sprint to the left and to the right while you look away. That sort of benefits your movement without you having to look too far, if that makes sense. So you want to do a lot to compensate with your strafe, not just with your aim, so you get the most effect without throwing your aimer, like, you know, too. Because even with high sensitivity, it's still hard to hit shots. Holy shit.
Just damn good Halo.
My God, Rarky, you freaking goat. Right, brother, how you been, man? 10 gifted. I love this man. Wait, 341 subs. This guy's shooting for first place at this rate, man. Vanquish. Is it Excoriator? Warm Armpit. Running. Jet Schick, I think. Killzone. Burst Gun. Tossle. Milkshake. FPS. And Alice. Welcome, welcome. You're doing good, Rarky? Good to hear, man. You're freaking goat. Thank you so much, bro.
would be
You're killing it.
just do this. Like, can you do this? You know, like run around, shoot, sprint, shoot, sprint, shoot, sprint, and get the timing so that every time you sprint out of your gunshot, it actually happens. Note that I have the sprint button on a paddle in
There
this
you go.
game. So I play bumper jumper. My sprint is tied to the A button, and then I map that to a paddle under my middle finger on my left hand. And that's how I'm sprinting between shots. Now, I think you could do this with left stick click. It should be fine with left stick click. It might be a little bit more complicated. I'm not sure, but like I could recreate it if you're having issues like on left stick click, because I know everybody's got like a different layout. Obviously, it's very uncomfortable.
So you can do
for
this
me
with
because I'm
left
not
stick.
used to doing it, but as you can see, it can be done, right? So regardless of your layout, if you're worried, like, should I be left stick clicking? Like, you should be able to figure this out without reorganizing things. And it's convenient to know how to do this if you're just trying to navigate movement around the map, right? Making sure that you're...
Anyway, so yeah, I think the big thing that might be tricky with left stick is it is a harder button to press, and the combination of like going diagonal with your movement and hitting the button at the same time might make it weird to perform. I find it like easier, more intuitive with the paddle personally, but I wouldn't like change your whole control scheme just to incorporate an advanced technique like this. You know what I mean? Like it's a very specific like outplay tool. I would say start with what you got and figure out how to do one good sprint in your combat, right? Because you don't have to spam it. This is just for the sake of practice. Just do it one time effectively, and that would be enough to benefit your gameplay, right? You could do that comfortably with a left stick. So just, you know, one step at a time before you worry about making big changes. What about the KBM folk? Well, you got a better advantage than anybody for this, I would think, with the look away, right? With mouse and keyboard, depending on how you map your setup, it shouldn't be that hard to sprint. But your look away with the mouse, you can go very far. So you can offset you can make it look more dramatic than a controller player more effortlessly. So it should be fine on M&K to like make it weird, you know? But then snapping back and hitting the shot might be more challenging than controller because you don't have the same kind of like aim assist cushion to like I'm flicking back into my sort of my aim assist range. You know what I mean? Like I got a good understanding of like, what that feels like to flick into aim assist range. I don't know if it's the same for M&K.
Single stack one shot double. One shot double.
Yeah. Anyway. The look away is easy, but the snapping back is harder. That's what I imagine it would be. So on M&K, you could do more to make your movement confusing, but then hitting the shots, that's where you might lose out a little bit.
Good Halo right there. That is just
damn good Halo.
Oh my God.
Once again, Rarky consistently goated. Bro, you're one away from 3-4-3. Just letting you know. I don't know if that's like a sign or something. Quintana, welcome, brother. Thank you, Rarky. Big killing it. We're at 14:35 on progress to 15 hundo. Hell yeah.
Killed one. Two boxes.
Legend, one of the nastiest. Yeah, he's nasty for sure.
And as we hear the comms, we hear a voice there that we haven't heard in a while. It's King J as the coach of this Faze roster. And let me tell you, it seems to be working out, but Optic Game.
I'm going to put all that in the video. The aimbot V2. Sorry, it's just aimbot. The aimbot V2 map and game type, I explained that in the video.
Especially considering that they let Optic get about half that time before they could get their contest in. Lucid looking fantastic to start this as well, 12-5, and
short content doesn't help anyone.
With Renegade being the last alive in his position.
I mean, like this is fun. What do you mean? It doesn't help anyone. We had fun with it. So not every series is going to be a 4-0 blowout. I expect Complexity and Omit to potentially go 7 games. That'll last longer, but it's not replacing scrims. So Scott, like if you're tuning in with me, for us, it's the more the merrier, you know? I don't know, like for LVT, is it strategic to go live for a couple hours? I don't know. You know, that's on them. That's their own hurdle to navigate. But if we're already watching scrims, we'll just pivot to watching scrims like we already are, you know? So we're going to get our good 3-4 hours of content at least that we usually do. Just today is just kind of a quiet day. People aren't scrimming.
Known. Faze have found themselves in a very
you don't need to, but, you know, I'm going to love you either way, Rocky.
It's going to be a tough work for Optic Gaming to get through to this hill.
It's just aimbot. Getting into that elevator side is so important for Optic, and it's going to be a tough task. There is no one on the glass, though, so there is opportunity for Optic to push up, but they've got to get through Lucid first, and that's not happening.
So this all starts out.
The only one.
This has started out excellently from Faze, right? So like,
but they've got to get through Lucid first.
They are halfway capped. They've got A lockdown. What they don't have is a perimeter right now. They don't have gold or pipes positioning. Like nobody's in hill, but they have Lucid occupying A, which will give an advantage to any spawners. I don't know where Penguin, Snakebite are like roaming out C plat bottom 8 or something right now. They're coming back to center.
And that's not happening.
Now, if Bound and Formal being the only ones alive, it's going to be up to Bound to try to find value, and Snakebite's going to stop that before anything more.
Which gives them, I think, an advantage state with their positioning. Trippy's in a 1v1 with Legend right now.
Can come. They're keeping the spawn control, and they're
Snakebite drops Formal as well. Legend somehow got through pipes, killing Trippy.
Those outside slays and map control.
So like Legend's a god. This is how this setup breaks, I guess. Like, I don't know if I can. If we want to nitpick like every little thing, like if Faze are more efficient in cleaning up their kills, maybe like if Snakebite cleans up Bound here, who's a one-shot top tower, right? Then maybe this gets done faster and they get into the appropriate positions to help Trippy earlier.
And it's going to be up to Bound to try to find value, and Snakebite's going to stop.
But like while this chaos is going down, Snakebite still gets 2 kills, so he does his job. It's kind of Trippy right now, who's completely separate from the rest of Faze. Where's Penguin, right?
That is just good Halo.
Rarky!
Right, that is just damn good Halo.
My God, true gamer, welcome. We could technically go in theater if we really wanted to get freaking nerdy about this. Welcome, true gamer. Thank you, Rarky, man. Passion. Wait, what's the passion? Ant's reaction here hits hard. I don't care who you are.
Someone get to new. I have dumped. Someone get to new.
Shyway is the way to go.
Here you go, Rarky. Thank you, man.
Get to new. Nice. Another one. Come on! It's not over. Take a challenge. Take a challenge. Front dead. I'm holding blue. I have blue. Blue, boost it up. Boost it up. Come on, guys! Fucking go! Let's go! Oh my God. Left sheet dead.
Man. Yeah, I mean, what he's done is like unprecedented for somebody his age, right? 23, 3 championship wins. The man's freaking hype as hell. It's all working out for Shotzi right now, it seems
they're
like.
being a bit more
Anyway, while this is happening,
anything more.
where is Penguin? Penguin is top 8 catwalk, I think, trying to assist Trippy, who's in a fight in gold. Like, Legend must have done something crazy. I don't know, but he got through pipes. He's like drop sliding through pipes.
Control.
Trippy occupied with Renegade and Legend, and then Legend not only gets through and kills Trippy, he puts so much damage in on Lucid that Lucid now backs off. And then now he's a one-shot, giving Optic more space to get to the lanes that they need to. Like, just the fact that he's in their zone right now is going to make things tricky. Lucid dies to Bound, who pinches A at the same time. They're so fast on the map, right? Legend, like, somehow outplays Trippy or something. I don't know, with the help of the team. And then Bound's already there, cleaning up Lucid off that damage, leaving Penguin as a solo player in Turbine, who has to, he's got camo.
I agree. Faze just went 3 down, and Optic Gaming might have found that break and prevented Faze from getting a lot of time here.
Penguin gets
Okay, they still hold on to it.
It's a perfect
This isn't the moment.
from the pipes push. Now staying alive here on the half wall. It's a very important defensive hold for Faze. They got elevator once again. They get another kill. It's 2 down for Optic.
Penguin doing his best to
3 dead Optic. Renegade last up. There's no, he should not be getting kills here.
Be able to get some damage before he goes down. It's just Renegade that's alive, waiting for those spawners. But
what is he doing? He's a maniac. This is one thing too, where it's like they got to be super efficient at 4 deading on any opportunity that they have. And when they have a clear numbers advantage, or if it's like a 2v1, then they got to find a way to like make sure that they trade it or they kill it with no trade in return, right?
Stay alive over at that needle.
Snakebite locked this in before Trippy could. I don't know. You think this would just be team shots and just an instant melt on Renegade? How is he living out here? Instant sprint, slide, jump, and grapple gets out the bottom mid. I mean, he's a tricky kill.
Before he goes down, it's just Renegade that's alive.
This is wild. I think because he knows Optic is spawned up and he's trying to take advantage of the chaos.
Alive for that long, and it's gonna give Optic out.
Good defense out of Faze though, and then Penguin gets starred by Legend, leaving Lucid solo.
And Lucid is destroying.
Lucid cleaned everything up.
17.
He'd have to get an overkill to save it.
For Lucid, double positive in this game. Multi kills left and right.
This is the Lucid
back-to-back twice now? Yeah. Wait, twice?
This is the Lucid.
Rookie year, he won COD. I guess, yeah. He won Worlds in Halo and then COD champs in his first year.
17.
Technically, he has gone back-to-back twice.
Start for him.
And it's a double kill for Snakebite to get
4 dead Optic. What do they do with this?
They have this set up once again.
Shot control. Like, this is best case scenario again for Faze here.
The Gaming are going to have a struggle. Lucid completely reading the rotation. Renegade goes
Renegade
down to 1 shot.
Destroys Legend. This is beautiful.
Lucid
they back up and hold setup.
Kill. No one from Optic can
Optic's
move.
still spawning in.
Shell shocked at the back of A.
Still finding faces.
To rip them apart. Bound just gets away with his life, but Renegade will go
Lucid
down
starts
to
out with this beautiful highlight
Nothing
reel.
can stop
Series is
Lucid on
over.
the map.
It's done. We're just like chilling now. Optic 4-0'd Faze today.
Oh my word! This is one of those guys, one of those annoying people that love Mondays. Lucid is a Monday.
Can you cap the hill while being on top of that pillar? You cannot. No, in batteries? No, you can. If you're in batteries, you can be on top of a battery and cap, but you can't be on top of the half wall and cap whirlpool. No.
Monday lover, 20 and 8. How do you perform like this? This is incredible.
There's a vertical range to the hill as
3
well.
Going in for Faze.
That is a dominant start from all across the board. Everyone is positive for Faze thus far.
For Faze. How do you perform? Annoying people that love Mondays.
You're
Lucid
good.
is a Monday lover. 20 and 8.
A Monday
How do you
lover.
perform like this? This is incredible. Hill number.
How do they all die here? They're 3 up. Penguin was first to drop.
3 going in.
Snakebite below it. Dies to a team cross with Renegade on mid-map.
I love Mondays.
Did they do something that like compromises their positioning? Because they want to have the same side of the map for the next hill, right? They want C-plat, this like sort of shell that they have. They don't want to give that up. They can keep holding the area that they want to. They all die.
Is a Monday lover, 20 and 8.
Did they push too far and play on mid-map or something?
This is incredible. Hill number 3
instead of just like anchoring a little more. Last player could be.
That is a dominant start.
They kind of want to be back silo, like in positions that are really tricky to kill right away.
Is positive for Faze thus far, but Optic.
There's
Gaming.
Trippy, yeah. So Trippy actually managed to hide there, but Optic have intimate awareness of the fact that they're 3 dead and not 4 dead. So they full clear back silo to make sure that nobody because this would kill them, right? Because Optic's positioning will split the spawns to A. If they neglect Trippy, then they'll lose their setup. So Bound goes all the way back to silo.
On the brink
checks it,
of a
and they're gonna
game
kill
one
Trippy
loss,
solo.
have found themselves a break, and are trying to hunt down.
They pinch it together. So Optic take an extra step, and they guarantee it by formal joining bound from the other side of Silo.
Rogue Trippy, and they do just that.
And now the spawns are an A for the rest of Faze. They do it fast enough. But what they've done is they've given up setup of gold, though, right? Gold is completely open. So Faze, if they're fast, they can flank through pipes to gold really quickly and get map positioning over Optic through long haul and then pinch them that way. His Optic like kind of gave up gold to ensure that Silo was capitalized on, right? So like
very strong.
This would be a moment for Lucid to like be in gold, or like the team to, I don't know, just wrap the map. I think he wants shock.
Long position for Optic Gaming to start their comeback.
Faze have been so good at starting these games against every
This is like the most valuable player right now. He's trying to combo cross map here. Penguin drops. They dive into tower to give Lucid an opportunity to flip the map. And then he fives from the sneaky, fives formal. This is nice.
Starting to stagger.
Does he overplay it? Oh, they're about to cap it. So, well, all of that happens. They get a flawless. So by the time they actually do, they do make the right play. It just takes too long. The Optic are in the hill the entire time.
And they do just that. Well coordinated on that attack. This looks like a very strong position for Optic.
So like maybe you just got to not even take those cross map fights if you're Lucid and know that you got to be in long haul like now. I don't even know. Like how else do you do it, right? So like Lucid, like he's pipes to gold and he's like trying to fight.
Start their comeback.
But like ultimately not doing much. Faze, I like the rest of the team. They gun it to tower and try to like overwhelm. I guess Lucid might be opening things up so that Faze can push into tower, but like I don't know. This is like their only opportunity to flip it would be to, while that chaos is going down, Lucid's like coming in from long haul and pinching it. So I think they did all the right things, but maybe they did need to be faster. Like, I don't know. Because by the time that they finally flip the map, Lucid dives out as a one-shot here. It's too late. It doesn't even matter what he does.
What I'm looking for is this closure. Is the closing going to be the same as the start? Right now, Optic looking control once again.
So this is an excellent 1v1, and then what can he do? There's sliver away from the cap. He has to dive.
Perfect hill for Optic Gaming. No one from Faze.
And then in the process of doing that, they sort of, I guess Optic are 3 dead now.
There. That hill is one of the harder ones to grab. That's just great setup early on from Optic Gaming.
Formal gets a gold spawn.
Control, but still
Formal split spawn. The rest of his team will
They need an extra hill
here to
get themselves tied, but plenty of time to do so. This game is going to come down to score.
This hill will be a lot of milk, right? There will be a lot of time depleted from
Trippy's
this
preoccupied
hill
with somebody like in gold.
I think that's Faze's plan right
Mounted
now.
snake by trade.
Take off a lot of the time off the neutral clock. Obviously, you can go for this hill as well if you have a couple dead out of Optic, but it's going to be tough to get this battery side hill. Renegade already getting slays and jumps in right away.
Faze were playing very heavy on the perimeters, trying to maintain that pipe side control, but Optic Gaming, because they had so much time on the clock, did not.
And now Optic have the setup. Pretty crazy. Renegade makes a play through like this version of capitalizing on pipes is kind of nice because it keeps him in the sight line of his team and avoids the fights in pipes and gold. If he goes in there and takes a fight, it's an isolated 1v1 and nobody can help him with it. By taking this rotate, it's like
I think that's Faze's plan
a little bit more aggro.
Take off a lot
it's
of
exposed to less sight lines. Whirlpool can't shoot him if he's going this way, and they can't see him. Like Trippy doesn't see him come through here. He stays in the sight line of Optic at C-plat,
off the neutral clock,
and then he wins a really important 1v1.
As well, if you have
and while that happens, like Trippy,
Optic, it's going to be tough.
Trippy just continues while his team dies. Like maybe if he's still lingering and he cleans this up, does that give them an opportunity to hold the map? He's now last alive, so it's like, I don't know. This is just tricky.
To get this battery side hill, Renegade already getting slays and jumps in right away.
Faze
Renegade got a kill tag earlier, Not in this, right?
Pipe side control.
Not in this game.
Optic Gaming, because they had so much time on the clock,
or like in
did
Aqua.
not fall for the bait. They just went and won the gunfights, played a bit of Slayer before they worried about that hill, are able to get themselves about a quarter of the way there.
And they're like forced to kind of come up into the crossing sight lines of Optic, who have a healthy setup here, so that's just unfortunate.
Slayer before they worried about.
Did he overplay this? Trippy is first one in, and Optic are 2 dead, so you would think he has timing to make this rotation. Nobody's with him on this.
Are able to get themselves.
It's like Trippy solo rotates out. Where's Lucid in this exchange, right? Like
went and won the gunfights, played a bit of Slayer before they worried about that hill.
Right? Like he thinks, oh, we're 2 dead, so I can rotate gold. But Optic or Legends looking at it, not missing a freaking bullet. He's like perfectly shooting across the map. Somebody spawns in Whirlpool, which this shit is a mirror spawn. This happens very often.
Before they worried.
Because of the perimeter that they have, Optic could spawn behind Legend and A, but they could also spawn like right here in Whirlpool or in Heaven Ledge. And that just happens right when Trippy's escaping. If somebody's in gold at the same time that Trippy's trying to rotate, then they would punch through faster and more efficiently. But it's like a combination of Legend hitting every bullet and then forcing Trippy to like decide to change his mind. And then a split spawner spawned in Whirlpool at the exact same time.
And won the gunfights. Played
it's
a bit
over.
Of Slayer before
It's done,
they worried
Sonny.
about that hill. Are able to get them.
If you're watching live with LVT, you're watching a rebroadcast. Do people? Oh, that's so interesting. So they just replay it and people think that they're still. That's kind of a way to do it.
Everyone on Optic Gaming had such incredible stat lines. I mean, look at this. A 14.0 KDA for Formal. A 17.0 KDA. These two were just decimated.
Yeah. So they just like immediately reran the series.
Back between
Which I guess if you miss it, you get an opportunity to just watch it that way.
Name real fast. I want to see how many multi-kills he had. It felt like it was double after triple after kill-tacular, right? There was so much going on for him. Like, he had two triple kills, and then if you scroll over, take a look at the double. He had 5 double kills in that game, right? That's the problem. He shot 70%. Renegade. That might be one
Renegade
of the best
did shoot
individual
70.
performances you'll see. Period.
Renegade shot 70. Whoever said it wasn't Renegade, Renegade shot 70. All right. I'm going to do the same, guys. I'm going to send it over to Renegade. Pro Series is done for the day. I'm going to be working on my video, and I've got some evening plans, too. We'll be back probably Wednesday for the continuation of Pro League and any scrims that are happening. So we're still watching scrims. But, yeah, stay tuned. Kind of a short day today. I think that's why they do it. Thought you were watching live. Yeah, I mean, that's smart. It's a short broadcast for them, and they, you know, why not? People will have missed it. They can come back and watch it anyway. Later, Flyboy. Thank you guys for hanging out tonight. Just give Optic their trophies and chips. Just pointless. Don't even try. Yeah, man, we'll see what SR can do. They're going to be playing later in the week with TSM. You know, and maybe they'll be our heroes or something to, like, make the story interesting. Give Optic some trouble. Anyway, 105, 106 viewers over to Renegade. Have a good night, Twitch. Yeah, we'll see. Have a good night, Twitch. Hey, YouTube, Flyboy, Cortland, Caden, Zach, Scott. Appreciate y'all. Have a good rest of your evening.